What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. I know some of you are out. If you're not out, then hey, join me right now. Let's have an intimate Friday night together as you join Corey Coleman, that's me, for another Q&A show. How's everybody doing? I'm just being silly, y'all. What's going on? Glad to see everybody here. You know what? Let me go ahead and bring up a certain chat window. Hold on, y'all. Give me a little chance here to set some things up. I see people are coming in right now. How's everybody doing? Let me go ahead and say hello to some people. I see some people already coming in on the chat fam. Starting OG chatting these side bitches. How y'all doing? Idle Lestrange, Hazy Glorious, Beluga's World, Ryuja the Cool Slayer. Boy, y'all got in here quick tonight, man. Heath Invader, Rick Worm. Ooh, I hate when I get those, especially my ass. G Colby, how you doing? BMW, One Eye Johnny, Loud Fan. Oh, did I miss anybody? Marcus Berry. Ooh, like a nice tall glass of Marcus Berry juice. Delicious. Why am I doing that? This is crazy. When I'm here by myself, I always do this because I'm used to switching to somebody else. I switch to an empty chair. Don't be surprised if that happens again, maybe even a couple of times. Also, I'm feeling a little crazy right now. I'll get into that. But I told you I had to bring up a certain window right now because now you guys, you know I love you. You know, you're regulars here. Love seeing you. We do this all the time. But these Q&A shows are done for a certain group of people who do not always get to see live shows. Well, they could if they come over here. But this is for the YouTubers. And let me go over here and make sure that we're actually streaming. And we are. Oh, look at that handsome young man right there. Oh, he's gone. Anyway, glad to have everybody here. And I see that we have some people here right now. We have, let's see here, TKD Bar, The Nerf 956. I like that. The Nerf. I like saying that. Oh, Alex Pinwood. What is that? Pinewood, I'm sorry. Janadu. Fanimator. Oh, that's clever. I like that. And we already have questions coming in. So that's why I do these Q&A shows, because I do them for the YouTube channel because we can't stream on there live all the time because of, you know, copyright stuff. That's always an issue with them. We can do it straight up on, we can do it on Twitch all day. And we're very careful with copyright there, but even the slightest sound or a clip of a trailer, anything, we get copyright flagged on YouTube. So I have to come over here and do special things like this for them. Also, the rules here are, I don't know about rules, but protocols. It started out with me just wanting to ask questions, but then people, they do the super chats. I wasn't even aware of that, where they pay for the questions. So the paid questions have priority over other questions. Not out here again trying to do this for the money. It just works out like that. People gonna do the super chat and pay for questions anyway. I can't stop it, so I have to actually answer those questions first, even though I want to answer every question that I can. And we're gonna try to get all the questions answered. A lot of times, now just hold off on those questions right now, just hold on, because a lot of times the questions get so piled up that it's hard to get through in one show. I've only had to make up the questions on another show only one time before. So I'll try to be good about keeping track of that. But hey, glad to have y'all here tonight, man. And again, a lot of people here for a Friday night. Appreciate that. And look at that. Y'all even trying to get hype right now. I did not pull up a hype train video, but if you do it, can't play it, I don't think. Well, I probably could. I don't know. It's weird because, again, clips. But we'll see. We'll see. I have never played a hype train on a question and answer show before, but we'll see. I'm feeling a little crazy right now. I'm starting to get my energy up, and that's all because of you. Your positive vibes out there. So my ex-wife used to say she's from Turkey, and over there they don't say V's, or they say they use W's for their V's, like Elmer Fudd or something. And she always used to tell me, "Yes, I feel your positive vibes." So that's what I'm feeling from y'all right now. It's helped me wake up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was sluggish as hell today. It's that time in Texas. It's hot. It is, and it's not even as hot as it's gonna get. I know talking about the weather is small talk, but no, this is serious, man. I went and exercised. I had a bad mix for hot weather. So y'all know I have a gym in my garage. I have everything except cool air when it gets hot. I've been thinking about putting some sort of air conditioning in there, but it is hot in there even with the doors open, and I have these two big industrial fans, and it's still hot as hell out there. So I did a workout today, and then I ate right after that, and I had a huge lunch. And then I laid down for a little bit, and I took the dogs for a walk, and all that. A heavy stomach plus the heat, it just wore my ass out, man. I was going to do this show a little bit earlier, but I don't know what's going on, man. I haven't felt like this in a while, but that heat kicked the shit out of me today. Yeah, man, and keep in mind that it's not as hot as it's going to get. It was only 90, but we got this humidity going on. I took the dogs walking a little while ago, just walking. People went walking at 8:30, about sunset. I came back home drenched. I always make fun of people who make fun of our can't handle Texas weather. I'm always laughing at them. I'm always saying, I'll just go back where you came from then if you can't take the heat. And even now I'm complaining. So maybe I should just shut the hell up and just get on with the show. But I'm just letting you know, I'm really talking to get myself up because I feel tired right now. But I'm getting there. Oh, let's see here. Got to go before the sun is up. Yeah, you do. You have to, that's the thing about it, man. Like, I'm in my bedroom and I got the curtains open and it looks so nice outside. It looks so, it's blue skies. I got a nice tree in front of my window that has all the green leaves sprouting on there. I see little hummingbirds and butterflies, and it just looks beautiful. And then you get out there, and that heat just slaps the shit out of you. That's what you get. Take your ass back inside. It's almost like it's teasing you. It's the weather's trolling me because it looks so pretty. Don't be deceived. Just, treat it like a picture. Just stay inside and look at the window. Do not go out. Because it's hot as that's why I told y'all I respect all these immigrants out of here. For all y'all that are talking about, they're freeloaders, they're lazy, they're criminals. Take your ass out in that heat and do what they do. I see them doing anything from construction to mowing my lawn to out there picking fruit and shit. We don't want to do that shit. They do. I can tell you right now, I don't even want to walk my dogs. Shit, I don't even want to. They go out there and work in the heat. They go out there and work in the sun. I don't even want to go sit in my backyard and relax where I got a cool fan over me and a nice shade. And they out there right in the sun. Don't tell me about that shit. Why am I on my soapbox right now? See, I tell you, my head is crazy. Anyway, look, what are you? G. Colby, why'd you do this to Martin? What? Y'all are some bullies, man. You know that? Y'all beat down Martin every time this chat comes up, this OG chat. Now y'all don't even, that's uncalled for. He ain't here. That's not a reference to anything. It's just Martin looking like a teenage girl with braces, playing with his pigtails. Looking kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. It's something kind of adorable about that. Even when you got the beard and everything. Who did that? G. Colby, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm glad you did it, but you ain't shit. You know that, right? Y'all just bullies, man. And I love it. Don't quit. Now y'all know when he sees this, because that's another thing. Not only are you bullies, but like I said, you're petty about that shit. When he's here, you're gonna make a point to put that up so he can see it, and you know that expression he's gonna make. Mm-hmm. You know that mouth always goes up into the corner, and those eyes get dead, and then he's gonna say, "It's not even clever." You know what? Y'all like seeing that. Y'all ain't shit. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the questions that we have. That's what we came here to do today. Again, the super chats get priority. Not that I'm trying to nickel and dime you, but that's what people are going to do anyway. So that's what we're going to answer first. So let's do the fan funding so I can see all the questions that we have coming up. Looking forward to answering those questions. This is where you can just ask me whatever. Sometimes we get very personal here, and if I can answer it, I will do so. Let's see. All right. Amada 8YT, been waiting for a while. Hey, Corey, you going to see A$AP Rocky in concert? Also, Strangelove for the first time. What is it? Oh, also watch Strangelove for the first time and saw Failsafe. Like, what do you think? He liked Failsafe more, to be honest. You know what? What is Strangelove? First of all, I want to be careful how I talk about this because I don't want anybody to think that I'm an unk trying to be young, but I would love to go see A$AP Rocky because I like artists that diversify. I like artists that just don't try to define themselves by one genre, do the same thing. And if you heard A$AP Rocky's latest album, which I have, I can't tell you any songs. I can't tell you the name of the album even, but there's two things that he's done. So he's done his album, which has some sort of rock punk type tunes on there, which again, I love artists that just go out and do different things. A$AP Rocky is one of those people. But have y'all listened to any? Do we have any? Let me ask y'all something. Do we have any Thundercat fans out there? Because I love Thundercat. If I go to and I got to be careful how I play it. But if you go to my Spotify, you see that I've been playing Thundercat's album right here, Distracted. And there's an A$AP Rocky track on that, man. And that one is sort of almost like a emo rock tune or something, man. Let me go to the album and see. Let me see here. Funny Friends, I think is what. There it is, Funny Friends. I wish I could play some of this for you, but I can't because we're on YouTube right now. But go check out that. Go check out that Thundercat album. Funny thing about that Thundercat album, they have songs on there that have been out for like over a year that I've been hearing. So that's the only thing I'm disappointed by. But it's a really good album. Great musician, and that track "Funny Friends" is one of my favorites on there. So if I have a chance to go see A$AP Rocky in concert, I would. I said the guy's very talented. One of those guys that you're jealous of. Like one of those guys, I love his music, but I hate him because I envy him. He's got a fine ass wife. He's married to Rihanna. He's actually a really good actor, and his music I enjoy a lot. Like just guys was one of those guys that was born with everything. One of those guys you wish just would die, but then you wouldn't get all the goodness from him. I'm kidding. I don't want him to die. I don't mean that at all. And he brags about his good life too. I read an article about A$AP Rocky where he talked about, just casually, this is how good this guy's life is. Things that will blow our minds. Things that we thought that would never happen to us in a million years. Just happened to him just casually. He was talking about how he had he had sex with like 8 girls at the same time. And look up the article. It's out there somewhere. He had sex with 8 girls at the same time, or maybe it was 8 girls in one day. I don't know. But then he was and just was very real laid back about it. Yeah, that was rad, man. Now that was the quote. He's like, that was kind of rad. I was like, rad? See, shit like that makes me mad. Rad? That's not rad. Rad is that's when you do a nice skateboard trick or some BMX bike trick. That's amazing. That's kind of shit that makes me mad. Just sit back. Yeah, it was, because rad is kind of like, yeah, it was all right, man. Somebody said, ooh. Y'all know I'm freaky. If I could do it, I would. All right, let's go to the next question that we have here. But yes, if I could see, I want to see what Strangelove is. Strangelove is, let me see here. I think I know what you're talking about. Strangelove. Is that a show? Let me see. Strangelove show. Oh, yeah, it's that TV series. Oh, let me see here. I have not watched this. I don't know anything. I don't know what it's about. If this is what I think it is, Strangelove TV series, 2024. But I have not seen it. But if you say it's good, I might check it out. All right, let's go to the next question here. Hey, Corey, been watching you since 2009. Damn, 2009. That's about when we were getting started. Or maybe, was it? When did we get started, man? I think we got started like 2006. If you count the spill days, I think we got started in 2006. We've been around for a little while. 2009, during the spill days. There you go. Just curious, what's your favorite action movie of all time? For me, it's Die Hard, though Terminator 2 is a close second. Oh man, favorite action movie of all time. Okay, I have a lot of movies that I like. And it's hard for me to pick a favorite one because Die Hard, I remember seeing that with my brother. And like Die Hard is important to me right now because my brother is sick. I have a half brother in Chicago. I'm gonna go see him when I do my show. And he's much older than me and he's sick right now. And to be honest with you, I don't know how long he has to go. I don't mean to bring everybody down, but he took me to see Die Hard when I was like 15. And Die Hard, maybe I was 16. I could drive at the time, I remember that, because I said, I can't wait to go home. Because I started this in Chicago with him, Die Hard. And then I couldn't wait to go back home and take my friends, because I had a car, to take my friends to see this in the theater. And I went several times in the theater to see Die Hard. So Die Hard is up there. Terminator 2 is another one that blew my mind. I tell you what, I'm going to give you, with no story, no context, just what I love, what I think is a great action movie, what my favorite one is. I used to watch this all the time on VHS. I recorded off of HBO, watched it every day for a while. My favorite action movie, because I think it combines a lot of genres. It's mostly an action movie, but it also has elements of sci-fi and horror, but the action in there is great. It's a great story. Anybody want to take a guess? If I say, somebody said Beekeeper, go to hell. If I tell you it's an action movie mainly, but it has sci-fi and horror elements in there, what do you think I'm talking about? Anybody want to take a guess? I won't make you guess too long, but anybody want to take a guess at what it is? Somebody said After Earth. No, that's just horror. As in horrible. One-Eyed Johnny got it. Let me see. One-Eyed Johnny got it. Aliens. Aliens, not that one. No, that one with Ripley is with Newt. That is probably my top 3 favorite action movies. Like if you tell me just pick an action movie that you love, Aliens would probably be the first thing that pops to my mind and say just, all right, flat out, straight answer, Aliens. Die Hard probably would have been that if you hadn't already said it. But I'm gonna tell you an action movie that comes with a little bit of a story that has left an impression on me. Let's see here. And it was just something that happened to me when I was a kid, and it's a moment that I loved because it was a rare moment for me. I'll tell you why it was rare. And that movie that created that rare moment for me is The Road Warrior. Mel Gibson, The Road Warrior, man, 1981. And the reason why is because The Road Warrior, as crazy as this might sound, it was one of the rare bonding moments between myself, my mom, and my dad at the movies. Like my father was working all the time. He didn't want to bother going to movies. You know, that was dumb shit. He'd stay home and watch Westerns and movies on TV. He never took me to the movies. My father actually took me to see a Disney movie one time. And after that, I think he said, fuck that. No, he took me to the movies a couple of times. But that was mostly for my mom to do. And that was back in the day when you could get dropped off at the theater and go see anything, even rated R movies. Your mother went up to the box office and said, yeah, I'm there, Mom. Go ahead and let him in. Because we would get strangers to do that for us sometimes. Shit, we get white people. Hey, say you're my mom, and they be like, yeah, we vouch for them. They let you in. Can't do that too much today. But one day, my dad just asked. I don't know why. I guess he just felt like being a family guy, and he asked us. He said, "Corey, do you and your mom want to go see a movie?" I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "All right. Well, y'all go ahead and pick a movie." And when he said y'all, he meant me. And I've been hearing so much about The Road Warrior. Mel Gibson. This is a classic film, right? A classic action movie. And no, not Peter Griffin, Family Guy, goddamn it. But he didn't know what this movie was. He just thought, okay, he's gonna pick something that a kid would pick. So I picked this, and we all went together. And I know my dad was sitting up there like, oh shit, why'd I let this boy pick this movie? Because it's a rated R film. And I was like 8 or 9 at the time. But he dealt with it, he was just like, we're here. But he was like, God damn it, I should have known this boy would do something like this. So I think he's a little disappointed. But I know he liked the movie. But on the ride home, because the movie's got everything. It's got violence, there's a rape scene in there, it's got nudity, but man, I loved that when I saw it. And on the ride home, I don't think my dad said a word. I know he liked this movie because he likes Westerns and action stuff. He used to watch stuff on HBO like this, but he didn't say a word. But my mom and I, we couldn't shut up talking about it, man. My mom and I we were talking about, and I remember my mother saying one thing that she liked. They had the if you've seen The Road Warrior, there's a boy in there who can't talk. He's a little wild boy. And my mother kept saying, oh, I like that little nature boy. Do you like that little nature boy, Corey? And I was like, yeah, nature boy. And we just couldn't stop talking about the action sequences. We talking about how cool Mel Gibson was in the movie. It was yeah, man. My mom and I we were just giddy over this film. Yeah, we talking about the villain, humongous. Yeah, we like, oh man, that guy was like Jason. It was like one of those. It's one of those memories that stuck with me all my life, man. I remember that. I remember also, this is back when, of course, you didn't have the internet. You had to actually go to the newspaper and pick out. Let me see here, and you look to see what movie you wanted. And I remember the image when he said pick a movie. I remember that poster in black and white in the newspaper. And I remember putting my finger right on that picture. And I said, I want to see that, Daddy. So yeah, Road Warrior is one of my favorite movies, action movies, for that memory alone right there. I was in love with this film when I was a kid. Let's answer another question here. Let's see. Dr. Strangelove versus Failsafe. Sorry about that. And that was, let's see here what we got. That was $9, $10. We'll round it up. $10 from Straight Edge and Armada. That was $5 from him. $2, I think, Canadian money. Yo, Corey, good to see you. Been watching since Spill. That's Mr. Cool. And no question, he's so cool, he's just giving money just to give a compliment. Thank you, man, I appreciate that. It really blows my mind that people have been watching us since 2009. That means people have been watching us, that's 17 years. We have people who stuck with us for 17 years. You know how much that means to me? Like, seriously, I'm not trying to make a joke or tell some story or something. That's incredible, man. That somebody would want to support you just by watching you for 17 years. That's incredible. Makes me feel old as fuck too. But that's amazing, man. That's the kind of reason why when I wake up, man, I'm gonna tell you a little something. I took an Uber home and came home drunk one night. And maybe it was a bad idea, but I was about to get on, I was about to do something like I'm doing right now, a Q&A show. I was about to get on here and start streaming and just do that whole drunk thing of, I love y'all so much. Y'all so good to me. Why y'all so nice to me? I'm a piece of shit. I was really about to do that. I woke up the next day, I was like, yeah, glad I didn't, but I wouldn't have regretted it if I was going to be that honest to tell you how much I really appreciate you. So let's see here. What else we got? $5 for Mr. Cool. Oh, now he has a question. Sorry to do 2 super chats, but I'm wondering, what is your worst superhero movie of all time? Oh man, worst superhero movie of all time? Man, y'all help me out here. Cause I'm trying to think. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is something like, let me see here. Oh, I got it. Worst superhero movie of all time. And the reason why I'm saying this, it might be worse. I mean, if you talk about quality, because, you can talk about something like Fantastic Four. What is it? Four Fanstic? Four Fanstic is one of the worst superhero movies of all time. It just doesn't get it. It's like when you take, let me see, Fantastic Four, Fan-4-Stick, whatever it was. Oh, that 2015 movie. That has to be one of the worst. And we need to roast this one day. I'm surprised we have not roasted this movie yet. Because this movie is terrible. They did not get it. Some dude took something that was supposed to be, wow, you missed the mark completely. So you took something that was supposed to be playful and supposed to be about family, and you made it a body horror movie where you changed the characters to what they weren't supposed to be, even before they got their powers. That's the shit that's in the era where people have learned better to do that. Where you don't, this is the Marvel era. This is where you make movies like you're making movies for fans that are going to hold you accountable. Don't deviate too far away from the source. He said, "Fuck you. I'm going the complete opposite direction." Damn Muppet up here. This is just. It's just the disdain this movie had for its audience out there. I was going to say that the worst was going to be this movie right here, but I've talked myself out of it. I was going to say the worst superhero movie is Superman 4 for me, because they just took a great film and just just had no respect for where it was going, man. It was just, you had Superman 2, both were great. Superman 3, that was that was bad. We did a roast on that. But Superman 4 was just disrespectful to the legacy that Superman created in the films. Like, Superman is one of the first great cinematic superhero movies, and this movie just took that legacy and just opened his ass and shit on it, because they wanted to be campy, and they had that whole attitude of like, it's a comic book, let's just be stupid. You ain't gotta be that goddamn stupid. Taking, like, he was fighting Nuclear Man or whatever, and he kidnapped one of the female love interests in the movie, one of the female characters, and took her into space. Look, we're not that dumb. We know that if you take somebody into space, they can't breathe. They're gonna freeze to death. I mean, and they just took her up there like there's all kind of oxygen in space. Sometimes you can get too campy, man. They just want to be they want to make it a cartoon. It's a horrible film. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think of which one is worse. What do y'all think is worse? At least Superman was Superman. So maybe I'll let it pass on that. But none of these characters in Fan-4-Stick, none of this is even it's only the tiniest bit like the source material. One guy's fire, one guy stretches, one guy's rocks, one girl's invisible. That outside of that, they didn't give a shit. I don't understand that. And to me, that's selfish. That's just fucking selfish. I don't know why I'm getting so mad. That is just selfish when you take something that the fans recognize, something that they love, and you said, nah, the hell with y'all, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. That's just selfish. And that's why I hate this movie so much. At least, you know, Superman's kind of goofy in his own way, so they were having fun with it. Too much fun, just being, again, campy with it. But this right here, that is just, again, that is not having any respect for your audience at all. So anyway, but yeah, we'll probably roast this movie, man, because this is horrible. I remember at the time when it came out, I just went off on a rant about this. You go watch the review. It's one of those reviews that people love, because I get angry in it, and we just have a fun time making fun of it too. So there you go. Let's go ahead and get to our next question. Let me see. Can you review The Furious? And that is from Ramen Hibachi. I was wondering about that. I might review The Furious for Sunday. I have to think about how well this movie's doing. It's sort of like The Raid. I just heard about this movie. It's sort of like The Raid, and combined. They say combined with something else. But I heard that this is pretty fun, man. Anybody seen this at all? The Furious. It might be in the top 5. Yeah, I might go see this, man. And yeah, I have no idea what it's about. I just heard that it's an action film. That's Fast and Furious. Sorry about that. Yeah, The Furious is sort of like The Raid, and I heard it was combined with something else. Somebody described it to me, and I'm wondering how this will do. And so I'm thinking about doing that. Somebody said it's really good. Somebody said a combination between that and Taken. That's not what I heard, but okay. All right, you know what? I might check this out, man. We might review it for Sunday. I was thinking about doing that, or doing a retro review for Toy Story 2. Why not do both? So, almost 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Best action of the... People are saying best action movie of the year. Easily. Yeah, people are like, yes, do a retro review. Yeah, Toy Story. We already did a retro review for Toy Story. I'm talking about Toy Story 2. So, yeah, maybe... Yeah, because Toy Story 2 is so good, man. I remember when they made that sequel and people... And they needed to, really, because I know we don't... a lot of us are burnt out on sequels, even though we still go see them, even though we still demand them. They make them for a reason. But Toy Story 2 needed to be made because that technology was so early, and and they had advanced so much by the time they got to Toy Story 2. You need to see the progression of the technology. So, and what's that, Stinky Pete or whatever? I think that character's awesome, man. I want to say anything more about him, but yeah. A lot of people say, "Can you believe that was going to go straight to DVD?" I remember hearing something like that. Yeah. That and something else. What was a big movie that was going to go straight to DVD? Wasn't it Moana? Moana was going to go to DVD or something, right? And then that ended up being big. And yeah, Moana 2. Moana 2. Okay, there you go. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So I might review The Furious, but if people are saying that they want to see a Toy Story 2 review more, we might end up doing that. Like I said, maybe I'll manage to do both. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Member for 11 months. That's the Drew Yari Experience. Corey, who are your top 5 superheroes and villains? Also, you got me hooked on Widow's Bay. Oh man, Widow's Bay is so good. We might talk about that on Sunday also. Widow's Bay, that's a show on Apple. It's a comedy horror show, and they do both comedy and horror very well. Actually, they both of those work, but the comedy is actually so far. I'm getting ready to watch the finale, so I don't know. The finale might ruin everything for me, but it's right now. It's such a funny show, man. Yeah, it's we'll if we do something about this, we'll talk about it later. Top 5, man. I don't really have a top 5. I mean, for me, immediately, you have Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man is probably my favorite. You have, let me see. So you got Spider-Man, Batman. After that, I haven't really thought about it. I'm thinking about who I used to collect. Superman, of course, has to be in there. I mean, Superman. I never really read Superman comics, but all the like between the animated show and the movies. Well, when I say the movies, I'm talking about the Christopher Reeve movie, 1978, 79. I've always loved the idea of Superman. So yeah, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, and I don't know. I probably would pick Hulk because I collected Hulk comic books when I was a kid. You only have so much money, so I collected Spider-Man. I collected Marvel. I collected Spider-Man. I collected Hulk, and I bought a bunch of Punisher comics when I was a kid. So maybe the Punisher is in there, even though he's not really a hero. He's an anti-hero. Oh, can we just go with top 3 for now? Because top 4. That's my. I just pick one more. Oh, I don't know, man. Meteor Man. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Meteor Man. Now, yeah, let's see here. Let me see. Let me go ahead and get to the next question here. Top villains? I don't know, man. I don't know who my top villains are. That one I cannot answer. Dr. Doom is definitely in there. Like Dr. Doom is, I always thought Dr. Doom was great because I used to watch Dr. Doom in certain cartoons when I came up. I loved MF Doom. I just love the idea of this guy who, like, when everybody sees him, they're like, that's the dude. Everybody's like, oh shit, we got to deal with this guy. Like I remember a Spider-Man comic where Spider-Man was already having a bad day, and he did something to piss off Dr. Doom, and Dr. Doom just followed his ass through the whole city. And by the end of the comic, Spider-Man's his suit was all torn. He was tired. He was just like, fuck this guy, man. And I think at the end he had to work out something with him or something. Or he just told him, I'm sorry. I don't know. It was something with Dr. Doom. He didn't break a sweat. But he was like, okay, you want to talk that shit? I'm going to get your ass. And he followed him through the whole city. And Spider-Man had a job to get to. That's what I love about Spider-Man. Peter Parker already is trying to balance his life. So when he has to be Spider-Man, he's got to sacrifice something. He's about to get fired from a job. He can't make it to class to teach. He's probably missing an appointment with James Jonah. So yeah, man. But Doom, I like. The Doom sometimes has a point about things, and he's running his own country. He's a guy that doesn't see himself as a villain. He sees himself as somebody who's like, I don't know why y'all don't get it, man. It's like, I got the idea on how to keep everybody in order. I got this. I run my own country. I got the right idea about how to run things. Why are y'all so against me? If y'all just get in line. Yeah, sure, I'm a dictator, but these dumbasses out here, come on. Really? All these people are here, all these stupid ass people, you expect them to do the right thing? No, you need me. Yeah, I love Doom, man. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Corey. Watch Ben and Arthur before Pride Month ends. Ben and Arthur. Let me see what Ben and Arthur is. Ben. Are we talking about Arthur the Aardvark? Is he gay? Did he finally come out? Ben and Arthur. Oh, that's that movie y'all recommended for the roast. You know something? I actually saw a clip of this, or maybe I sent one, and it's so bad, man. And it is one of the worst. I'm thinking about actually watching this for Pride Month. At first we were just kind of like, so if y'all don't know, somebody said, hey, I got an idea for y'all to roast a movie. And then they sent us this, Ben and Arthur. And I was like, okay, I ain't even heard of this, so no. But then I watched something from it, I was like, oh my God. If I can find a way to make this work, it's like a really bad gay film. So maybe it'd be something great to roast for Pride Month. But I got turned around on it somehow. So maybe. And that was 20. You know what? Steven Stegville, he gave $20. I might watch it just because you gave $20 right now. But it is. I wish I could show y'all a clip. It's stupid. It's so bad. Acting is bad. People trying to emote and no emotions coming out at all. This is from David Prince. David, how you doing, man? What's going on? David was just here not too long ago, and we hung out. Couldn't meet a nicer guy, man. He brought a bottle of my favorite alcohol, my favorite spirit. He brought some mezcal over. We went to a bar and hung out. And again, I apologize, David, because we went and hung out at one of my favorite bars here, and I should have taken him someplace a little more discreet because there were so many people that I was saying hello to that I hadn't seen in a while, and I felt like I was ignoring him, and that was rude. And I apologize, David. But he says, "How did you meet Billy and Goodwin?" Billy was I met him when he was like 21, 22 because I was doing casting for the movie I made, and he was already auditioning for something else, and he just had a look of one of the characters that I had written, and I said, "Hey, you want to come in here and read for something?" And I think he knew us from our Access show that we did at the time, cable Access show, and he's like, "Yeah," and he came in there and did, and I was like, "Hey, man, are you available? Can you do it?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then after that, I don't know what happened. We became friends because we were laughing all the time. We had the same kind of humor. Martin says he was like he was like a younger version of me at the time, and then he started doing the show with us when we did Spill. I said, "Hey, this guy's great. He's a great personality. You want to come in and be, you want to, because I think he wanted to come see us record one time. I brought him on mic, and he just kind of, he wouldn't go away after that." Goodwin, he just sent me an email and said, "Hey, I'm coming to Austin to visit, and I would like to help you on the show. Can I be on the show?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's simple, man." And then we ended up being friends after that. So, nothing eventful going on with those. Very simple stories. Let's see here. Mr. Cool again, $5. With all the movies you've seen and reviewed, have you ever considered making your own? I have. I have made my own, but I'm considering making another one. And I've talked about this before. I mean, I don't know if it'll happen or not because I am trying to balance what I do here with, I'm doing so much right now. Like, I travel for shows, and these shows take a lot to prepare. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm working on a short. And again, and I'm not gonna lie to myself, I'm trying to find the time because I wrote the script already. The script needs to be rewritten, needs some major rewrites, but it's an animated short. I would love to, my plan right now is to, let me just tell you this. Okay, great question. If you indulge me for a moment, give me my whole plan right here. So my plan is to take one thing at a time. And since I'm already kind of getting back into animation, I'm going to take all the shorts that we have and start doing an animation channel, because the animators that we have, he's being very, very productive. He's getting a lot of stuff out. But since I'm already in animation, I'm thinking about trying to do this short. If I can get the script rewritten, I've already did character designs and stuff, but if I can actually, get some layouts done, get the script where I want it to be, I'm thinking about crowdfunding it and seeing where that goes. And then once I do that, depending on what happens with it, then I want to make a movie. And I know everybody is making horror right now. I'm not going to try to do that. If I have an idea to do a horror movie, I'll do it. But I have ideas for movies that are more character-driven comedies, humorous films at the moment. So I have two of them in mind, and I would rather do those. So that is my plan, if I can get that going. So if I can, the animated short, once that's done, I want to do one of the scripts that I have. And again, it's hard because this takes up so much time. But yeah. And the movie I did was 2 a.m. And if I had to be honest with you, it's the idea for the movie is to either remake that, because at the time I was using it's outdated equipment now, and an original idea that I have for something else. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But the animated film is what somebody said I had an idea about something. I'm curious about. You had an idea for a Jenga action movie style of Die Hard. No, no, that was a joke. Yeah, we did an animated review where we talked about all these games that were being made into movies like Battleship, and then I did a whole thing about turning Jenga into a movie, and Hungry Hippos and something else. And Jenga was like a Die Hard movie. The building was, you were trying to save this building from toppling over like a big Jenga building because the terrorists had planted bombs that were taking out sections of the buildings. That might be a good idea. I don't know. Let me see here. This is from Flintastica. I discovered Urkel Saves Santa, the movie. It's an animated Urkel movie released in 2023 with Jaleel White coming back for the voice. Have you ever heard of this? And would you review it or roast it? I'm going to tell you something. That would probably be a roast. Let's be honest. But what is it? Urkel Saves Christmas? No, I didn't even. That must be dog shit, because no one's. I've heard no one. Urkel Saves Santa. I've heard no one mention this at all. I didn't know this existed. Urkel Saves Santa, the movie. Yeah, what the hell is this? No. I mean, look, you know what, to be honest with you? That show was so ridiculous. That show got so crazy that maybe this is what this should be. It should probably be a cartoon. Now, the show was a live action cartoon. But I have not heard of this. I mean, listen, don't let me. Now I'm an asshole. I'm judging this before I even seen it. It looks like some Proud Family thing going on here with the designs, but yeah, I haven't seen this. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it works. Anybody seen Urkel Saves Santa, the movie? Anybody seen this at all? Yeah, somebody, it looks smarty. Yeah, it's 2023. Anybody knew this existed? That somebody's even trying to milk Steve Urkel for years now. He tried to get an Urkel strain of weed. What the hell? No. Brother, no. Nobody's trying to smoke some Urkel weed. Well, you take a puff and you talk like this. You know what I mean? No, ain't nobody trying to smoke no Urkel weed. Urkel was so big, though. There was if you were big at that time, he had his own cereal. Urkel O's. Let me see here. Yeah, my man, there was an Urkel cereal, y'all. That's how big that's how huge that character was. I remember as a joke, because I had a lot of hipster cartoonist friends when I had my first animation job. Or maybe it was when I was in college. I met all these cartoonists in college. We all kind of went on to do things, in either in animation or in entertainment. And one of the guys, as being an ironic hipster, he had a Urkel doll. Yeah, this, which looks kind of cool, man. I remember he had this. He's that dude who had it in the box on his shelf at home. Tom King. Yeah, man, he's straight up hipster. But yeah, ain't nobody trying to smoke no Urkel weed. God damn it. Stick with these cartoons. See, this is what happens when people get all these ambitions about shit. All right, let's move on to our next question. What time is? Let's see. This is from Black Heart Dingling. What is it? Blackhearted DMG. And Flintastica gave $10, as did Blackheart. Yo Quarry. Big fan of the channel, 9 years now. Listen, you want to roast a bad movie? Belly 2, Billionaires Boys Club with rapper The Game. I barely made it 15 minutes. The sequel nobody asked for. I am not a big fan of the movie Belly. So I don't know. I might be like you, man. I might not be able to get through this sequel right here. Again, movie I didn't know existed. I know there's a Belly 2. I know Belly. I don't like Belly. I just I think it's there are certain things I like about it. There's one character, the dude that was in, some of y'all might be too young. You probably know this movie exists, but you probably haven't seen it. Let me see here. What was it? Menace to Society. One of the dudes from Menace to Society. I like his character a lot for some reason. He had this perm wig and he was in those crazy glasses. But I just thought that the movie was, I didn't know the point. I don't think the characters were that good. I think it was even though these, had a hip hop cast and everything, was just trying too hard to be hard. I'm not a big fan of movies where they just drop the N-word a lot. I don't know, man. It just wasn't for me. But there are some things I did like about it. The movie actually is filmed very well, even though they got crazy with it sometimes. When they got that spook house black light going on and everything, looked like they had a rave or something. It was that's another thing with it. It was over stylish. There were some cool things in the movie, some great cinematography, but yeah, but there's a lot of it where just story-wise, I was just not into it. I don't think the character was that strong. So Belly 2, let me see this, Belly 2. I didn't know this was a thing. Oh, Belly 23, I'm sorry, no, Belly 2. Oh, this looks even worse. Look at this. The poster looks like a damn, the cover of a CD somebody's selling from their trunk. The trunk of their car. I don't know. Yeah, I ain't down with that. That might have, that's the game right there. Yeah, I don't know, man. The Game is a pretty good actor, man. Or I don't know. Look, I don't want to say it because everybody be like, you crazy? But he was menacing. That was the movie where he played the villain. He's already he already is a tough guy, but some movie where he scared me, man, as the villain. Waist Deep, was that it? With Lorenz Tate and everything. That's the one where he's like, yo, this watch, presidential. Kind of like my watch. Like this dude stole his watch and he caught him, and I was like, oh shit. I was scared for that guy. Yeah, Waist Deep. Yeah, I thought he was a pretty good villain in that movie. But I ain't trying to watch Belly 2. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. But we'll see. I don't know. Of course, that depends on all the people that vote for these films. If you demand Belly 2, then Belly 2 it is. Let me see here. Herosaurus. Have you ever been in a fight? Story time. I've been in probably 2 street fights. The one I remember the most, it was in front of a bar. There was 2 guys just walking down the sidewalk. And I think they were high on something or whatever, but these guys were just walking down the sidewalk talking shit to people. And then and this is at this bar, it used to be called, I think I tell y'all about this, man. It was run by, these people who coked up. Ocean's 11. It was the name of the bar. It was a tiki bar. And one of the guys, my friend that ran the bar, it was 2 guys that ran the bar. The guy I knew the most, he had quit. But I started to get to know the other guy, Steve, who we played on Bar Rescue. Anyway, I was out there hanging with Steve and this dude, Looney. If you ever heard us talk about this show, Bar Rescue, you've seen both of them. Looney's this big punk rocker, rockabilly looking dude. Steve looks like some dude that be selling fake Rolexes on a corner somewhere. But those guys came up talking to them and talking to Looney, who's huge. And Looney even told me, he's like, hey, man, go inside. I don't want you to have to deal with these guys. But as I was walking by, the dude said something to me, and I should have kept walking, but I turned around. I was one of those saying like, "Who the fuck you talking to?" And then the guy just pushed me for no reason and got me down on the ground and jumped on me. And somehow I recovered and was able to get him the fuck off of me. And some blows were thrown. I think I threw some punches on the guy, hit him in the face, and this is no bullshit. I know y'all think I'm making stuff up as I go along. No, I hit this guy in the face a couple times, and he was so fucking high or crazy that he backed off, but he was still talking shit. It's like, this whatever was going on with him didn't faze him, and I hit him a couple of times. I didn't even think I made him bleed, but yeah, I don't know. And I think after that, I was just kind of like, people are crazy, man. I don't want to deal with shit like this. That was stupid. I remember thinking like, yeah, that was dumb. And it just really weirded me out that this guy who was messing with people, trying to start fights, and then got beat down and was still trying to like talk shit. I was like, okay, this is stupid. This and this actually kind of scared me a little bit. So, after that, especially, I don't really try to fight people because that showed me that people were crazy. But man, really, I haven't been that many fights. I talked my way out of a lot of fights. I've had so many close confrontations, and I've either done two things. I've either somehow talked some big shit where somebody like, okay, this guy, he's serious. He might be kind of crazy. I'm gonna leave him alone. Or most of the time, I'm just like, hey man, what are we doing? It's like, hey, if you want to fight, we can fight, but this is dumb. So yeah, I haven't been in a whole lot of fights, but that's the fight I remember in front of Ocean's 11 at the time. It might have been a different bar by that point, because if you ever watch this Bar Rescue, you'll see that this bar changed a couple of times because this guy just ran this bar to the ground. This bar was so bad that when it was a tiki bar, they had nice lighting, they had these cool cups, the theme was great. It was decorated in all this tiki decor. I mean, everybody went to this bar because they thought it was amazing. The drinks were good. And then they started doing dumb things like trying to serve food, which didn't work. And then when one guy left, they decided to change it into a punk metal bar. But it still had all the tiki shit in there. But the thing is, the tiki stuff was getting worn down. Oh, and that's what it was. They had fish tanks when it was a tiki bar. They had fish tanks with these nice fish. And when that dude left, the fish died. They didn't change shit. It was algae and it was swamp water. And people are just kind of like, really? You just gonna let this shit just let this shit just waste like that? You gonna leave dead fish? You gonna leave this damn swamp with dead fish over there? They didn't try to change shit. It was amazing. Go watch Bar Rescue. I can't play it right now, but it's Bar Rescue. The bar they changed it to was Metal and Lace. There's a guy named Steve that was catching heat for just being a terrible bar owner, which he was, to be honest with you. But you'll see the people I'm talking about, Steve and Looney, and they were the guys I had to fight in front of. And even Looney was like, damn, you kicked that guy's ass, man. I was like, yeah, but, that guy's fucked up, too. People, it's frightening when you see somebody who's high and you've actually caused them bodily harm and it doesn't faze them at all. That was a moment of enlightenment for me. Let me see here. Oh. Do you think it's possible to forgive a person that sexually assaulted someone, but is now a changed person and not that person who they once were before? That's Tony Movie Chappie. $5. That's a hard question, of course, and I think it's one of those questions where it depends on the circumstances and the situation. And it also depends on, because I can sit up here and say I believe in people changing and being different, and maybe who knows what circumstances they had at that time, and people can be better people, but I can sit up here and say that all day. Hey, yeah, I can forgive somebody, or yeah, that person, they changed. They should be allowed to like prove who they are now. But it comes down to also the victims, man. That's really what it comes down to. I think, you have a lot of people who when their feelings are the ones that matter the most, because they're the ones that go through that trauma. They're the ones that have to actually live with what happened to them. And so I can sit up here and say, yeah, okay, cool. But for me, true redemption can be had, but it really, as far as being forgiven, I don't know, man. I kind of leave that up to the people that they hurt. You know, if it's a crime like that, you know, so. Yeah, I'm looking at what some people are saying, and I'm still. And listen, y'all. You know, as far as being forgiven, I that's why I put it on the victims a lot of times, because I think a lot of times we are forgiving depending on how on what serves us. You know, because we forgive people that we like. I mean, we can look at history right now and sit up here and see the circumstances that involve forgiving people. It wasn't that people are always a changed person. Some of these people are still shitty people in a way. But Roman Polanski, you always bring him up. Hollywood forgave him. I'm talking about liberal Hollywood. I ain't talking about conservatives or anything like that. Roman Polanski, you know, a lot of people forgave him because, oh my God, he was he's a great filmmaker. He's a legend. He's a genius. If you knew what Roman Polanski did to that chick, man, that kind of makes me not want to forgive somebody when I see people give other people a pass. You know, if you knew what he did to this 13-year-old girl, man, and did not and ran like a coward so he wouldn't have to serve any time, that guy can't come back to America. Maybe, I don't know if there's any kind of statute of limitations that have passed, but, you know, it was a while where he couldn't come back to this country. But a lot, you know, you saw people just praising him with no acknowledgement about what he did, just praising him like he did nothing. Trump, I'm sorry. I think Trump is a rapist. But Trump has such a cult following, they don't care. These are people that don't care what Trump does to their livelihood. I just read a story today about a woman who she married a guy from Venezuela. And this guy from Venezuela, they have 2 children together. He knew that she loved Trump. And he wanted to take her to, where do you want to take her? He wanted to take her to some place, some Trump hotel or something where Trump was staying at the time, in the hopes that she might get a glimpse of Trump, because she was such a Trump fan. He went there and ICE got his ass. And he spent 3 months in one of those immigration concentration camps, whatever, deportation centers or whatever. And I think she had to spend a lot of money to help with the situation. They had to sell the house or something. I forgot. I mean, I might be putting some details in there that I might be exaggerating. Anyway, she claims her life was ruined. She claims that she's traumatized by this. And they ask her the question: do you still support him? Would you still vote for him? And she's like, yeah, I would, because it's not his fault. I forgive him for what happened here. It's our fault. People will forgive people that they love, things that serve their pleasure. They will forgive those things, regardless of what these people have done, even if it hurts their own lives. Somebody, yeah, here it is. Somebody found it. Thank you, Shadow Shogun. Yeah, I just read this today, and to me, it's just stupid. I'm not trying to go off on a Trump thing. Here it is right here. He took his wife, a Trump fan, to the president's hotel in Doral. Instead, he was detained by ICE. And if you read this, yeah, she says, oh, it was our fault. It wasn't his. I mean, I'm sorry. And it is your fault because you're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. I find it hard to forgive that. You know, you talk about forgiving people sexual assault. Maybe I may need to rethink that, because I find it hard to forgive this, because this person is ruining everybody else's life with their stupidity and their own cultish selfishness and ignorance. And I don't feel sorry for him one bit. I feel sorry for the kid, I don't feel sorry for that dumbass, and I don't feel sorry for her stupid ass. Man, we forgive rock stars who have sexually assaulted teenagers who've done pedophile type behavior. We just say, hey, that's how it was. We write that off. We are very forgiving of things that we want, especially when it comes to hero worship, when it comes to idols, people that we idolize. We are very forgiving of that. I think forgiveness should be earned by showing that you have changed. But we don't do that, man. We are selfish people, man. I mean, R. Kelly, people loved R. Kelly. Look at Kanye. Kanye's done some stupid shit. He didn't, rape anybody, but that we know. But no, he didn't. But people forgive him for being racist. People forgive him for being, a complete piece of shit. No, he's mentally ill. Forgive him. Okay. R. Kelly is somebody that did despicable things to underage girls. And we were ready to a lot of people were for years they ignored it. And then when it was obvious, still people just kind of like, well, I don't know, man. I mean, shit, there's some jams, man. So yeah, forgiveness is a tricky thing, man. True forgiveness has to be earned. And it should be considered like, who did you hurt first of all? And are you a changed person? Trump ain't no changed person, man. Trump is worse. This guy is he's a liar, egomaniac, and he has a cult following that will allow him to hurt them as long as he continues to feed them a lie. As long as he makes them feel good. Anyway, I don't know. It's kind of a long rant for a question, that was probably meant to be more focused, but anyway. Yeah. Let me see here. Oh. Let me see. This is our Armada again. Rocky will be in Austin next Friday. Rocky, we talking about Sylvester Stallone? The the ambassador of Hollywood appointed by Trump? Is that you talking about? Or are you talking about the movie Rocky? I have to look that up. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'll look it up. Teague 400, member for 7 months. Did you grow up with Mad Magazine? Any influence? Yes, I grew up in Mad Magazine, and I loved Mad Magazine, man. Mad Magazine I used to collect Mad magazines, and I got into them because my brother used to get them, man. And Mad Magazine, this is what I miss about having physical publications, man. Because first of all, Mad Magazine had so many different artists. And I'm gonna see if I can, because I had some favorite artists in there. There was a guy, Sergio Aragonés. And did it have any influence? Yes. It's one of the things that really made me want to draw. And I think Sergio Aragonés, he was one of the ones that really made me want to do cartooning, man. Because in Mad Magazine, you had all these different artists that did different stories and different cartoon panels and whatnot. Sergio Aragonés he'd draw in the panels, man. He would draw in the panels. He'd keep things real busy. He had some of the funniest cartoons. And I loved his busy work. And I also used to collect this comic book that he did, Gru the Wanderer, because I loved him so much. But in Mad Magazine, yeah, he would draw like within, like on between the panels. And they would just be full of these visuals, man. That was still Gru the Wanderer. But, you could get an example. Look how busy his work is, man. And I would love his work because I would just stare at it. And I could stare at it for an hour or so, just picking out all the little details there. And I just love that style, man. I just love that. And it just, because, it was so fun. That's what made me want to draw comics. Also, the cool thing about Mad Magazine, they had a thing in the back where it had a picture, but it told you to fold the page and make arrow A touch arrow B, and it formed a new picture. And that was one of the fun things about having physical media, having a physical publication. You could do fun things with it like that. And it was just fun, man. You know, I don't know how I'm sure you could replicate that digitally, but it was just more fun when you bought it and held it and watched it. And I would just, as a kid, I would just be in the toilet sometimes for hours just staring at Mad Magazine. But there was that, and there was another artist. Let's see. Let me look up this artist here. Give me a moment here, y'all. I will tell you who this artist is. Jack Davis. Jack Davis was another artist that I love from Mad Magazine, man. Let me see. Jack Davis art. Jack Davis was what I love about him, he was great at caricatures. He drew caricatures, and he drew just like, and his art style was amazing. It was a lot of times it was very detailed also in its own way. Like, these are Jack Davis cartoons, man. And the guy was his inking was great. I used to love his inking style, his character designs, and his caricatures. I just thought he was an amazing artist. But his inking was incredible. So, so Mad Magazine had a big influence on me, man. And as I said, it wasn't just something you read sometimes. It was an interactive magazine sometimes. Love Mad Magazine. That's one of the reasons why I was confused by Mad TV. Like, they did a Mad Magazine TV show on Nickelodeon that was more true to the magazine, but like Mad TV, I know Mad TV had some cool things, but it was not. I don't know what they called it, Mad TV. Like, apparently it was based. They took the brand name. They even used the mascot Alfred E. Newman, but it was not. It was nothing like the magazine, man. They had some classic sketches on there and some characters, but I didn't get it at the time. I was like, why are you gonna call this Mad Magazine when you're not capturing the spirit of Mad Magazine at all? I think probably the closest thing is that they had some animated segments of one of my other favorite things, Spy versus Spy. I thought that was a genius cartoon. It was just two spies, one dressed in black, one dressed in white, always doing things to sabotage and kill each other. And then usually they would end up, doing something stupid. Spy versus Spy is amazing, man. Seriously, I know this is probably too much information, but when I was a kid, I just used to spend like so much time sitting on the toilet taking a shit because I would be looking at Mad Magazine. Mad Magazine just had so much going for it. Let's see here. Let me see. Oh, you mean Dr. Strangelove? Armada keeps correcting himself. $2. Dr. Strangelove versus Failsafe. Dr. Strangelove it's a classic Stanley Kubrick spoof or satire on the nuclear tensions and dropping the bomb in nuclear war. If you're a true cinephile, Dr. Strangelove is required viewing, man. Peter Sellers, like, some of y'all are young, you haven't even heard about this, but it's about it is a satire and a comedy about the terrifying nuclear age that we have entered. But it is funny, man. And Peter Sellers, who plays the character Dr. Strangelove, also played Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther, gives an amazing performance there. And it's a good film. I mean, like I said, it's old. It's an old black and white movie. A lot of young people don't want to watch those things. But if you're a young person who really is into film, Doctor Strangelove is a great film that you should watch, and then read on it to figure out the importance of it. Let's see. Oh no, my screen's gone blank. That's a no good. Let's see if we can refresh this and get it back. What time is it? We've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. I might have to stop. I might just have to stop the YouTube because I got a lot of questions. And look, I told y'all, if I can't read all the questions tonight or answer all the questions tonight, read and answer, then I'll try to get into another show and answer those. I'm not gonna leave everybody hanging, but I'm gonna try to answer all of them tonight. Let's see here. This is $10 from G. Colby. What are some movies that people have suggested for you guys to roast but refuse to because you hate it that much? I remember when somebody suggested Southland Tales and you and Martin said, fuck no. Yeah, because some things, just because they're bad doesn't mean they're roastable. Southland Tales, I don't think there's much interest for that. If y'all don't know Southland Tales, Southland Tales is a movie by the guy that did, what was the one with Frank the Rabbit? What is it? Man, why am I? What Donnie Darko? Why have so much trouble with that? Yeah, this guy that did Donnie Darko was seen as the next genius director in Hollywood, and so they let him do the project he wanted to do. And Southland Tales was that movie. And Southland Tales, here's the problem with Southland Tales. Southland Tales is just, it just makes no sense. I mean, it makes sense to him, and I guess it's one of those movies where it's so deep, just one viewing is not gonna do it. You gotta go home, think about it, and then watch it 10 more times, and think about it some more. And it's not a fun movie. I don't think it's a good movie, and of course, there's somebody who does, so no disrespect to them, but I don't think it's a good movie. I don't think it's interesting. I think it would just be boring for people out there. Interesting cast. I can see why people want to do it, but I just don't think that there's anything there to have fun with. So I'm trying to think of another movie that we got a lot of movies where it's just kind of like, as far as hating them, man, I can do something that I hate. That's not the problem. I can do something that I hate, and I've done it, and I'll end up like having fun with it. I hate Freddy Got Fingered. Hate it. I saw it in the theater, hated that movie. I hate Date Movie. Hate that film. We did it. We had fun with it. I can hate something. The only time we won't do something is if you can't do anything with it. And I'm sure if I really, 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 really force myself to it, I could do something with Southland Tales. But sometimes there are movies that just aren't fun. Just because they're bad doesn't mean that they make for a good roast. And Southland Tales is one of those films. Tony Movie Channel. I think that's it. I think that's the rest of it right there. I find Amazing Spider-Man 2 to be a very underrated and underappreciated sequel. Peter goes on a great journey. Gwen's death is very emotional. You know what, man? Some people say roast Amazing Spider-Man 2, but maybe a rewatch and a discussion of Amazing Spider-Man 2 would be, maybe that would be, that was Amazing Spider-Man. That's which one is the one with Electro? That's the first one, right? Amazing Spider-Man 2. Let's look at this. If that's the one with, is that the one with Electro? It's Electro and Goblin. No, that's kind of bad. I can see what you're thinking. Now listen, of course, that's an opinion. Me saying it's bad. You saw some things in it. I think you bring up some good points because I think that Andrew Garfield was not a bad Peter Parker. I thought that he actually did some things better than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I thought like as Spider-Man, he cracked jokes. He did that thing where he just got on the villain's nerves by talking shit. I thought Electro was a ridiculous villain though. I thought that was stupid. Even in Hobgoblin or whatever, I thought that was bad. But there are some things in there. Gwen Stacy's death, yeah, that was pretty interesting. I think my initial reaction to this was they did some great things in there. It was undermined by ridiculous casting and ridiculous writing for characters like Electro and Goblin, and and some other silliness that was going on in there. Yeah, but I understand what you mean, man. I understand what you're saying, what you like about it. I think because the movie was not as well received, people did not appreciate Andrew Garfield, and maybe some of the other things that were good in there. But I don't know. Maybe it's worth a rewatch. I think we did do a retro review of Amazing Spider-Man 2 a while back. I don't know if you wouldn't mind us doing something again like that. Maybe we could roast it. But it might be worth a rewatch to see the good that they did in there. But yeah, some other things in there just weren't that good now I'm thinking about it. Let's see what else we got here. This is Alan Berry. Alan Berry Juice. Hey, Corey, longtime viewer. I watched a movie called Slacker on Tubi a few weeks ago, released in 1991. It was filmed in Austin with a lot of local actors. Being from Austin, have you seen it? Of course. Of course, man. Yeah, Slacker was one of those movies that if you were in Austin, man, yeah, you had to go see it because you recognized a lot of the locations that were in there. And you probably knew some people that were in it. But yeah, Slacker, I saw it at the theater. It's Richard Linklater's first movie, I think. And if you lived in Austin, man, and I was in college at the time, and they showed it at the college theater, the Dolby, but they filmed around Austin a lot, and they filmed around that area around college, and yeah, man. No, yeah, I've seen it, of course, man. Yeah, it's a breakthrough film. If you haven't seen it, I can't recommend it for everybody because it's not really following a plot. It's more of a movie that follows characters, eccentric characters around Austin. Except it's not being goofy. It's not ridiculing anybody. It's just showing you a life of pretty eccentric people who live in Austin, man. And it feels very sincere, and it's a classic. Yeah, I've seen this, man. Oh, let's see. Let me see. Did you like it, Alan Berry? That's the question. What'd you think about it? Because, like I said, it's not really your typical straightforward narrative film. This is from T_C242, $5. And Alan Berry gave $10. Thank you, man, so much. Let's see here. What are your biggest movies blind spots? Films that most people seem to have seen, but somehow you haven't seen it yet. Oh, man. I know I was talking about a movie the other day that I hadn't seen. And we do this a lot with the roast. I'm trying to think of some classic movies that, look, there's a lot of classic films from back in the day that I haven't seen. But like a big film that is well known that I haven't seen? Let me see. Okay, you know what? Does this count, y'all? I know this movie here. I'm trying to see if I can get some ideas from people. But some Iron Fist 2. All right. Stop it. Does this count? Let me know. So I love David Fincher. Let me see here. I love David Fincher. I've seen all of his movies, but I've never seen The Game. Does that count as one? Now I know what happens with it now, but I've never seen this before. Yeah, I've never seen this. And I hear that it's all right. Ooh, they say, The Game is good. Yeah, but I've never seen it, man. So yeah, it's been spoiled for me and everything. Pro Endrin, did you call that? Nice, very nice. Yeah, did you get it from me saying David Fincher? Or did you just guess? Because if you just guess without me saying anything, that's scary, man. But yeah, I have not seen this. I haven't had a chance to see it. It's one of those things I should see. But yeah. So that's what I need to get on. All right, let's see here. Let me see. The game stars the game. No, it don't. Stop lying. Let me see. Got Duck Developer, $5. What is this? So Wisdy's Crub, Corey. The suicide crabs to you too. What are you specifically looking forward to the most in the R.E. Veronica remake? Also, would you rather get with Jill or Claire? Can I have both? I mean, let's get down. Shit, let's make a Corey sandwich out of Jill and Claire. You know what? I haven't played Codename Veronica in years. And let me bring this up. Codename Veronica. Really? Y'all not gonna just automatically take me there? Oh, hold on. So they're doing a remake of a Resident Evil game, for those of you, because everybody knows Resident Evil now. They got a movie coming out, another one. And they're going to be doing a remake of one of the games in the series called Code Veronica. And listen, man, I can't tell you what I'm looking forward to with this or what to change, because I really don't remember a whole lot about the original. I played it, and I remember it was set in Europe, and you had the creepy twins and see, I don't remember too much outside of that. I don't remember anything. I would say this. I remember that it was not my favorite out of all of them. And I think the pacing in the game was a little slow. So that's kind of good for me, because when I actually play the game, it's going to be really new. I'm not going to remember anything at all. But yeah, I don't remember anything about Code Veronica. I think I was telling myself I really liked it, but it was not one that I remembered very well. It's not one that stuck with me over the years. So I'm looking forward to playing it and having it be all fresh to me now. But for anybody that knows me, you know that I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I think I played most of the games. You would be surprised at how many Resident Evil things there are out there, especially with games. There are games that I still didn't know existed, and I played a lot of them. I even played some on. I think I played some on not the Game Boy, but there was, what was it, man? What was the handheld? The Nintendo handheld. Y'all remember this? Oh, that's right. It was a Dreamcast exclusive too. And I had a Dreamcast at the time. It wasn't Game Boy. There was a handheld that Nintendo put out, and I played it on RE Revelations. Maybe that was it, but I played it on this. It was the Game Boy DS. Yeah. Yeah, it came on a little card, and it wasn't that bad for being a handheld game. I remember that more than I remember Code Veronica. But I played a lot of Resident Evil games, and this one just didn't stick out to me. So that's the improvement that I hope they make, that it leaves more of an impression on me. Oh. But I love Resident Evil. I love that last game that came out. Oh, let me see here. But yeah, man, I remember that Dreamcast. One of my biggest regrets is selling my Dreamcast. And I sold my Dreamcast because I wanted to buy a GameCube. Why? because they were doing because Resident Evil 4 came out on the GameCube. I think it was an exclusive on the GameCube. And that game had me so excited. I sold my Dreamcast, bought a Game Boy, bought Resident Evil 4, and now Dreamcast is a collector's item, and I'm kicking myself in the ass for doing that so long ago. I just feel stupid giving that away, man. Not giving away, but selling that. And it was meant to be for me to have the Dreamcast. It came out on my birthday. They made a big deal about the date, September 9th, 1999. I remember even having a party, and a dude was trying to tell me to get ready for the he was trying to tell me to get ready for the rapture. I had a party, and this guy I had the Dreamcast set up and everything, and I had people come over and play games and celebrate my birthday with the Dreamcast. I think it was a Friday. And I remember this guy at my party gave me a book, and he pulled me aside, and he's like, "Hey man, listen, I want you to read this because I want you to get ready because when things start to happen, I want you to be there with me, brother." And I was like, "Man, what? I'm having a party, man. Why are you doing this to me?" And I just remember taking the book, like, all right, fuck, I'll read it. I never read it, by the way. And the rapture never happened, unless we're all the assholes that's left behind, and we just don't know. Let's see here. Yo, KC, some Danny Soul. Yo, KC, what's a bad movie roast you love to rewatch? I don't really rewatch any of my videos, man. I don't like watching myself. I'll get caught up every now and then watching something I think was really funny. Something that we laughed at really hard. I'm trying to think of something recently. Yeah, I remember for some reason, and I didn't really care about this movie, but I'll go back and watch some things that I think, like little snippets of something. And I don't do this all the time. I don't do this a lot. But I remember going and watching little bits of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Coming Out of Their Shell tour. And I remember the part where Shredder was roasting the kids, and those kids were mad. And I watched not only that clip, but I watched for some reason I watched our review and us laughing at that because the Shredder was coming out there and talking shit, and those kids want to beat his ass. Those kids were pissed. Let me see. I think I can show this. Let me see. I can get away showing this.
Crawl out of.
You know, see
Crawl out
of. Fuck you, Shredder. Yeah, let me see here, man. There was one kid. Shredder was out there like trying to hit on kids' moms.
Is that your mom? How would you like a one-way ticket to my Technodrome?
And I just remember us laughing at that so much that was such a weird thing. That's probably what makes me watch us react to something is when it's so weird. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles doing a rock concert where Shredder comes out and doesn't even care about the turtles. I want to talk to you little bastards. He just starts he's picking on kids, making little kids, 7-year-olds, picking on little 7-year-olds, trying to pick up their moms. I thought that was hilarious, man. And I watch us reacting to it sometimes because I remember just us having such a good time. But other than that, I don't really go and watch my videos. Oh, let's see here. Oh, Game Station. He's mad. He's mad about something we talked about an hour and a half ago. Let's see here. we were talking about Fan Four Stick, and he came in. He said the thing was even wearing pants, and that is true. Even though he got a little bump down there. I wonder what happens when he gets excited. But yeah, Thank you. Yes, another reason to be mad at this. The thing wasn't even wearing pants. I'll go back. Wasn't wearing pants. There he is. Yeah, got that all wrong. Right down to the little bikini shorts. Let's see here. $5 from, what is this? Malad Alamir. I love doing Aladdin. He says, hey, Corey, will you guys be reviewing The Furious? Just saw it, and it was absolutely insane and kick-ass. Would love to hear yours and Martin's thoughts. Okay, you know what? You're the second person to ask tonight. And we you know what? We might just do it. It sounds like it's kind of picking up a little bit. I think it'll make the top 5 this weekend. It'll be something fresh to talk about. Yeah, why not? Why not? I would love, once again, I would love to go in and maybe be able to do a review of that and also do a retro review for Toy Story 2. See how much time we have. See how it works out. Ooh, Mr. Blue. How do we get Yoda his own origin movie? You don't. I don't want to. I want to move on. You were talking to the wrong person for that. I want to leave this legacy era of Star Wars behind. I don't want to know anybody's origins that have to do with old Star Wars movies for a while. I would love to see a Yoda origin film. If we weren't already doing all this other nostalgia stuff for Star Wars, which I think has brought Star Wars down. I mean, look at what happened with The Mandalorian. Well, that was just because that was a TV show that people were done with, but also, I mean, that's Baby Yoda, man. And, and plus we were dealing with the Hutts and everything. People, I don't think, are interested in people are getting bored with that the Skywalker stuff, the legacy characters. We need to move on and start creating some new stories. I don't care to know Yoda's story. I just don't. Even with the TV show, I think that the TV show kind of affected the movie because I think people are getting tired of the TV show because they were doing all this legacy stuff. They brought in Boba Fett and it was the other way around it. The Mandalorian, go see Boba Fett. Anyway, Luke Skywalker came in. I'm tired of it, man. I don't want to see a Yoda movie. Not now. I think it would be all right, but that'd be something that we need to do later on. I just don't think we need to talk about it. And like I said, man, even Baby Yoda is just, come on, y'all. He's got a little gray hair and everything. Baby Yoda is just something to kick up our nostalgia for you, to make us nostalgic for Star Wars, to make us think of Yoda. If something is brand is brand recognition. Let me see here. And I like the movie, by the way, Mandalorian and Grogu. I actually thought it was fun. I didn't think it was great. Thought it was unnecessary, but I did have a good time with it. I liked it. But if I had my way, we would be moving on to something else with Star Wars. Oh, Rob Zavi, $5. Hey, Corey. Have you and Martin seen the new Passenger horror movie? We did not. We missed out on that one. And maybe we didn't miss too much because everybody's talking about all the new horror movies right now. Well, they're talking about Obsession and they're talking about Backrooms. You don't hear anybody really talking about Passenger. And Passenger didn't do great at the box office. It just kind of came and went. And I know it was, plus it was also, I think, based on, was that based on creepypasta stuff? That story, was that also based on some creepypasta stuff? And because people are looking for creepypasta stories now, that's what's believed is going. People believe that's what's going to happen with Hollywood. They're going to be looking up online all these creepypasta stories to do now that Backrooms is done so well. They're going to be looking at YouTubers to do movies now. But Passengers just didn't have that steam, man. And so I think it was in the top 5 for 1 week and then it was gone. So that is something that, probably won't go back and revisit it. I mean, unless we need to roast it or something. But I heard it wasn't bad. I heard it was good. I heard it was okay. That one just slipped right past us. Did you see it? Did you like it? Let me know. Jacoby, $2. Remakes you think are better than the original? The Fly. Automatically. The Fly. The Fly was when we just got through doing a review for members not too long ago, but The Fly, and we're talking about the original not even being a bad movie. There are some legitimate things that are probably groundbreaking with the original Fly, and definitely that movie's a classic. That movie has some iconic scenes. The little fly caught in the web. Help me, help me. The dude with the head like the fly. The reaction the woman has to that. I forgot what year that came out. 1950 56 or something. But David Cronenberg's The Fly. That movie. Let's see here. 1986. No, 1958. No, 1958, The Fly is good, man. No, I mean, even for some cheesy effects, it's kind of it's a creepy film. But man, when you start comparing it to what David Cronenberg did with The Fly, I mean, you talk about taking a sequel. I mean, not a sequel, taking a remake and just thinking about really how can we expand everything and take advantage of time that has passed and what is going on now. Being able to take anything from advantage of the rating to the effects, also just doing deeper things with the theme. That is such a thoughtful film, man. By that I mean he just put so much thought into this, and you know I love it, man. They did everything from upping the horror to making the characters more emotional, and doing things with this guy is fused with a fly, and the stuff they did with the body horror effects. It's a brilliant film. Mel Brooks produced the movie, and he took his name off of it because if y'all don't know who Mel Brooks is, he's a comedy guy. Mel Brooks did things like Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles. And he's the one that was producing this movie. But he wanted his name off the credits because he didn't want people to see a guy who's associated with comedy and have people get the wrong idea or distract from the film. Oh, let's see. Oh, he produced Elephant Man too. Nice. That I did not know. Thank you. Straight Edge. Sorry for the second super chat. No, hey man, that's fine. Thank you for the donation there. $10. Sorry for the second super chat, but I feel like you and Martin should do a retro review for Home Alone when it's Christmas season. That movie never ages to me, honestly. We've never done that before. Maybe we will do a retro review for Home Alone. I remember when I saw that, man, I was a little older, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't get it at the time. I thought it was amusing. And this is a time when I was younger, and I would build up my expectations, probably unrealistically. I don't go in with expectations of anything now. I just judge things on their own merit. I think it's unfair to go in with expectations on something. But at the time, I remember thinking like, okay, everybody's saying good. I don't get it. But now I get it, man. I get how it plays on childhood fantasies. It is a great Christmas movie. It's got a timelessness to it. I mean, if you see how movies date themselves today, that movie really is timeless, man. That's what makes it a classic. I really get that movie now. Home Alone is great. Del Bowie. Are you watching the World Cup? The USA are playing like Brazil currently. I'm shocked as a Brit. I heard U.S. media deliberately don't give soccer mainstream coverage because they don't want it to take over. I don't keep up with sports a whole lot, and I'm not keeping up with the World Cup. I actually think I enjoy watching a soccer game. And I like that in basketball because they move fast. But I don't keep up with any sports at all, man. So if this is that true though? I mean, I don't want to say anything. I just thought that we had our football, and the rest of the world had their football, and it was just a cultural thing. Like football over here just took over, and it just couldn't compete with American interest. Is that true that we deliberately are trying to keep soccer or football, whatever, out the picture because we don't want it to come over here and influence anything? Because soccer, or football as the rest of the world calls it, it is the most popular sport in the world. Now, I heard the NFL is starting to spread out a little bit over into Europe, but I still don't think it competes against soccer at all. But I don't know. I didn't know. I can't tell you if that's true or not. I know that soccer is picking up a little steam over here. I went to go see a live game. We have a soccer stadium here in Austin. And I went to go see a game right on the edge of COVID, man, when COVID was kind of phasing out. It was the beginning of the phase-out phase for COVID. And I went to go see a game, and I had a great time with it, man. And I think, yeah, it's still not as popular here as it is for the rest of the world, but I think it's catching on, especially with people who are making a big deal about the World Cup. And I mean, we're having the World Cup over here, right? Where's the World Cup going to be? It's going to be here in America. And I know people are excited about that. Yeah. Yeah, let me see here. Oh, yeah, but where is it happening, man? Where's the World Cup? I know it's happening here. What city in America is it happening in? New York. Okay, there you go. Nice. Yeah, no, it's that. Somebody, I'm getting different names here. Somebody said Atlanta, L.A., Philly. So New York, L.A., Philly. See, that's the thing. I don't know about World Cup. I don't know how many places they're having it. Anyway, I don't keep up with it, but from what I'm seeing, with a lot of people, especially with the Irish pubs around here, because there's a lot of Irish pubs where they stay open. You can't drink, but they start serving breakfast at like 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning or something so that they can watch certain matches happen. And I know people, they go out and show up for that in droves, man. So it seems like the attitude is changing to me, but what do I know? Let's see. Broken Dreams. Are trading card games a waste of money? I can't tell you. It doesn't seem like it is. It seems like it's actually, it depends on what you're doing with it, man. I mean, I know Magic the Gathering is something that people love. I just got through talking to somebody who loves Magic the Gathering. I know a lot of people love Magic the Gathering. I don't play card games, or if that's what we're talking about, trading card games. But I hear that Magic the Gathering is fun. So, no, if you're having fun with this, and you paid for these cards, and it's giving you some value by entertaining you with playing with other people, then nah, it's not a waste of money at all. You're getting some enjoyment out of it. I mean, the only way I can see is a waste of money is if they're overcharging you, but I don't know, even that is debatable. So no, not at all. Not at all. If you have fun with it, that's fine. Now, if you're somebody who buys these cards and you're trying to resell them and you're beating up people at Costco for it, then that's just stupid. I think that's a waste of your time. That's just dumb. And even then, if those cards are really worth something, then I don't know, maybe beating the shit out of somebody to get that money was worth it. Or getting beat down. I don't know. But no, I know people who play, we have bars around here where people play board games and they play stuff like Magic the Gathering. And people are getting a live enjoyment from it. So, no, it's definitely worth the money if that's the case. Oh, let's see. Tony Movie, blah, blah, blah. Okay, man, your name keeps cutting off. I'm sorry, but gave $20 right here. What does it say? I never got this notion that female lead hero, I think he meant to say heroes, can't sell or won't do well. It Like You Make It. I'm reading it like you wrote it. It Like You Make It, really good or special. Then it will do well and people go see it. Like Alita Battle Angel and K-Pop Demon Hunter. Yeah, I think they're I think to sell a female superhero is a little harder. Maybe you know it's because you got people who they're ready to say woke and all that kind of stuff. I hate saying that. I really hate saying that word, but I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I mean, it's just like anything. If you seem sincere with it, I don't think people have a problem with it. If there's some transparency there that you're doing this because you're riding some trend, because I think there are things that have failed because I think people saw through it. It was a gimmick. It was not. They weren't being sincere selling it. I think this is not. Maybe this would be kind of a superhero, and this is something I talk about all the time. And it has its fan base. I did not think it was that good. I think it was a gimmick. And I think people saw through that. And people tried to say, oh, it's because they're women and people just are threatened by seeing women, a woman-led movie. No. Do y'all know what movie I'm going to say right now? Take a guess what film I'm about to name. If you can. While I look this up. Let me see here. Yep, you got it. A lot of people actually figured it out. It is Ghostbusters. That movie was just an imitation of the first Ghostbusters with the gimmick of this is stunt casting, man, with women. There was really no reason to do it. Adding women didn't change anything. Adding women didn't do anything to the story. It just took the guys and gave them vaginas. And it's not because of them being women. No, it is not. It is because, again, they did nothing that required that. Now, if they did something cool where it required them to use women to tell the story, that's fine. This is what I would have done to show you that I'm not being sexist about this. I didn't get this. And I think of this like I think of Ghostbusters 2. I think Ghostbusters 2 is a pale imitation of 1. And I think this is the same thing with even just more of a gimmick to it. I think that it would have been cool to show the Ghostbusters franchising out and do something where you acknowledge the original or maybe have some original cast members. But maybe if you had the universe where there was you had one, what would you call it? A franchise offshoot, like these women who started their own Ghostbusters in the same universe. I think that would have been a better idea than let's just make Ghostbusters over with females. Like if you had that same universe, all these people had different franchises of Ghostbusters businesses because this phenomenon of ghosts were happening all around the world now, and different businesses were popping up to take care of it. The Ghostbusters had that much influence, and you get these girls who get together and say, "Hey, let's start our own Ghostbusters franchise." I think that would have worked better than just, "Hey, the women." Yes, you agree with me. I'm trying. You asked about superheroes. I don't know, man. I didn't think the Marvels was that great. I thought, and I don't know if that has to do with them being women or not, but I know that came out and it did seem like it was a big woman push on it, and I don't think the story was that. I think Disney was trying to ride this trend of make things diverse and not really doing anything with the story. Yeah, Wonder Woman was good. No, I have nothing against Wonder Woman. You asked me about superhero movies that I thought were not that good because women were in them. Yeah, the Marvels I didn't think was that good. Let me see here. And again, I don't even know if that's fair to say because I don't know how much it had to do with them being women. I just thought it was a weak script. I don't know if there was any real big feminine push in there. Let me see. But yeah, that's the last woman-led female movie that I thought was not that great. Let me see. Yeah, it was just... Yeah, and again, I don't even know if that has anything to do with them being women. It was just, as somebody said, just a shit script, and I really thought that was the case. But there is this thing where it did feel like there was some moment where there was some push by Disney to do like female empowerment led projects, and I can't name them right now, but I know we'd mentioned some things where it's like, all right, this whole thing that Disney's doing with diversity seems forced. That makes people in turn say woke, and because it doesn't seem sincere. Some of the casting that they did with things like making a black Little Mermaid, I wish I could back that up, but again, that's just kind of stunt casting in a way. Let's make the Little Mermaid black, but making a remake was unnecessary, and again, people saw that this was just a chance to, one, take advantage of the whole trend of doing these live action remakes, which most of them are just bad. They're just unnecessary. That Snow White, who's brown, but you're not doing anything with the stories. The scripts are bad. They're not doing anything that requires a remake besides money. And when people see the transparency through that, then of course they're going to nitpick and criticize things. Let's see. People, we have been here for 2 hours. Damn. Oh. Man, okay, stop. No more. No more questions. I'm going to try to get through these last ones, and then I got to get out of here. No more questions, y'all. Let's see. Please spread the word. No more questions. BRR. Rollick RR. $10. Love the show and appreciate all the crew. What new games are you looking forward to that's coming out in the future? How do you feel about the new Wolverine game coming out? So we just talked about this. I'm looking forward to Code Veronica, the Resident Evil game. What else is coming out? I know they just did the State of Play, right? The Wolverine I haven't seen yet, but I heard that was that looks pretty cool. I haven't seen that. Oh, let me see. There's some things that, GTA, that goes without saying. Not holding my breath on that. I'm currently just getting into the James Bond game, 007 New Light or whatever. Let me see here. They have a creep show game that I'm wondering what that's going to be like. First Light, yeah, thank you. Let me see. But yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Is there a new Gears of War game? Oh, wow. Okay. I love Gears of War, man. E-Day. I played every Gears of War game. There's probably one that I did not play, but I played them all. And I love Gears of War, man. Innovative game, that run and duck and cover mechanics that they have in there. So they have E-Day coming out. Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to that. Yeah, I wish they would make a Gears of War movie with Dave Bautista before he gets too old, man. Because, let me see here. Marcus Phoenix is the guy's name. Out of all these movies that they've made, let me see here. Marcus Phoenix. Yeah, let me see. This is the dude right here, Marcus Phoenix. I know he's older now, so he could play an older guy. I guess Dave Bautista could play that. But you say he looks like Dave Bautista, right? I bet. Look at this. I put in D, and Dave Bautista's the fourth thing that pops up. Look at this, man. Out of all the shit that they've made in Hollywood with video game adaptations, whether it be a movie or a TV show, you mean to tell me that nobody has made a Gears of War movie or show with Dave Bautista yet? This is not in the works. He said even Dave Bautista is trying to pitch something. They say. Let me see, y'all. All right, no more questions, y'all. I'm trying to get to the ones we have here. Let's see. see. This is Robert. Robert OG3XX, $10. Hi. Will you review the Michael Jackson Ghost movie in the future? So that's not really a movie, right? That's a video. That's a short film. That's a mini movie. But I don't know if we review it. We've talked about it on the show. If y'all don't know, this is the one where let me see. This is the one where Michael Jackson dressed like a white, pudgy, middle-aged man and started moonwalking. He like Michael Jackson possessed a white dude, but it was just Michael Jackson in makeup like that. There he is. That's Michael Jackson right there. Who looks kind of like Trump a little bit. Yeah, you know what, man? Maybe for Halloween we'll do something with this. We've talked about it. Maybe it'll be fun to. You know what? We've never roasted a music video before, so maybe this will be fun to go in and roast because this is crazy. I mean, we're not roasting it to be mean and saying it's bad, but Stan Winston did the makeup on this and everything. Yeah, maybe this would be fun for Halloween just to do a roast of this. Not even like a bad movie roast or anything, but it is a little mini movie. We've never done anything like that. Maybe, you know what, that might be a good idea. You might have given us something to think about. For Halloween, maybe we'll do that. Especially since we just had the Michael Jackson movie come out. Let me see. Good idea. Thank you, Robert. Giving me something to think about. Claudio, let me see. Claudio Rogojan, $5. Hi, Corey. I recently saw the movie Showgirls in theaters. Want to know your thoughts on the movie. Would it be possible to roast because of the nudity? We put Showgirls, I think, on a poll before. Or we've asked people about it, and that's been the main concern. By the way, we talk about movies I hadn't seen before. Never seen Showgirls. I know a lot of people have seen it. I know it has its fans now. I hear different things about Showgirls. I hear Showgirls is terrible, and that's why it's hilarious. I hear that, nah, man, that movie got a bad rap. That movie it was ahead of its time. It's not as bad as people say. Yeah, I have never seen this. But the main concern I hear from everybody is that a lot of titties in there, a lot of ass, a lot of nudity in here. And they say that might be the challenge. But I'm all for roasting this. For nothing else, it'll give me an excuse to watch it. I remember when my friend saw it back when I was in college. I didn't know I was in college. I think I was out of college at that point. My friend Tim, he told me he thought it was hilarious. He said it's so bad it's good. But yeah, I think I'll try to find some kind of reason, some kind of way to go in and make this happen. I really want to. I want to see this for myself, but I think the most realistic way of me watching this is when we actually do it as a roast. Let me see here. This is Malad. Oh, we just had him here. Malad Alamir. He's back again with another, I think, a statement. Not a question. A statement to a question that was answered earlier, maybe by him. Abusers who seek redemption will forever be on the path, seeking redemption not in hope or expectations of being forgiven or forgiveness being true redemption, but simply because it's the right thing to do. There you go. There you go. I think that if you've done something and you do want to redeem yourself, you're going to do it whether you get forgiveness or not, because it is the right thing to do. I was answering because you said, is it possible to forgive somebody? And that's where I was approaching that from. But is it possible for somebody to be a better person? Yeah. How people respond to that, that's a different thing. But yeah, you'll take your punishment, you'll take whatever it is that comes with it, and you'll do what's right no matter what. If you're in prison, even if you're in prison and not getting out, you will try to be a better person, if nothing else, but for your soul. And I'm not saying that from a religious area. It can be, but you'll just do it for yourself. That is very true. If you're in prison for life, you're never getting out, you'll just do something to make yourself a better person because that's the right thing to do, even in the confines of being in prison. Let's see here. Yeah, there you go. Great statement right there. Let's see. Hi, Corey. Were you ever a fan of Tupac's acting? If so, you think he would have fared in Hollywood if he had never died? If he had settled down, yeah. Listen, Tupac is everything everybody says that he is. And there's been some weird stuff happening with Tupac right now. I'll get into that in a little bit. But Tupac was deep. Tupac was intelligent. Tupac was a poet as well as a rapper. He got also wrapped up in that image, and I think it was an image that he had to live up to because it was out there. And he was wilding out behind the scenes, man. And I think as he got older, yeah, he probably would have settled down a little bit because this guy was so charismatic. Yeah, I think if depending on whether there was chaos in his life or not, if there was not that much chaos, yeah, he could go on to be a great actor. I remember looking at Juice the first time and thinking, damn, this movie I'm enjoying, but man, he made a great glass of juice right there. Let me should have put in the movie right there. That's how great an actor he was, man. He could play a glass of strawberry puree. Let me see here. Yeah, Juice is a great film, man, and he was the villain in the movie, but man, he was disturbing and charismatic, man, and he had real screen presence. And that's a great soundtrack, by the way, the Juice soundtrack. But yeah, Tupac was so alluring. He had so much charisma. Yeah, he could have made it in Hollywood, no doubt, man. I will say this. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening with Tupac right now. I don't know how I feel about it. Now that the man is dead, his image is being used in ways that I'm maybe he would have been all right with it, but it's just like people, I don't know. It feels like somebody's cashing on the dead. Tupac is going to be in a new video game. What's that game, man? He's going to be playing he's going to be working for the Yakuza or something. I don't know, man. Let me see here. In video game. Yeah, he's in a game full of Japanese characters, and they got him and Snoop Dogg in there. But it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. Who approved this? Did his estate prove it? I don't know. It just seems like you're cashing in on somebody's image while they're gone. And I just don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm not going off on some self-righteous, rant about this. It might be cool. I just feel weird about that. I don't know why. Let me see here. The estate okayed it. It's just like Michael Jackson's family making money off of him some more. I mean, even if the estate okayed it, it just seems like the publishers are using his image, and the man is gone. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It feels a little weird to me, but okay. So whatever. I don't know. It's weird, right? It's just I'm not being self-righteous. It just doesn't fucking feel completely right. Anyway. Oh. You ever check out The Art of Tim Bradstreet? This is Claudio again. And that was Donnie. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. No, it was Donnie Castro that asked me about Tupac in Hollywood. Thank you. $5 for that. Have you ever checked out The Art of Tim Bradstreet? He did the Punisher covers back in the day. His Hellblazer covers are amazing as well. Let me see. Let me type in Tim Bradstreet. Let me see if this is who I think it is. Oh, these covers. Oh yeah, these covers are iconic, man. I mean, I haven't checked out a lot of his work, but I definitely know. I mean, who doesn't know these Punisher covers? Yeah, these are. See, because even with when the Thomas Jane movie came out, they were trying to, even on the posters, they were trying to get it to look like his style. But yeah, man. This is for the Garth Ennis run. Garth Ennis is the writer who wrote this phase of the Punisher. It was real violent, but yeah, man, these covers are amazing. I've never really checked out his work a lot, but yeah. Yeah, so I have not checked out a lot of his work, but man, yeah, these days when you think of Punisher, man, you think immediately of his work. Now, I thought you were going to talk about the Punisher limited series because there was a guy, he did a much more comic book version. I'm not going to say cartoony, but more comic bookish version of the Punisher. Let me see here, the Punisher limited series. There was a Punisher that came out, Punisher limited series. It came out in the 80s. And I used to love this cover here. I love this cover. I have that comic. This was a 4-issue run of the Punisher. Ended up being 5 for some reason because it kept saying 4-issue limited series, and then there was a 5th one that popped out, and the cover was not as cool. But man, the guy who did these covers were amazing. Like, I love this look of the Punisher right here, man. But I think this is the first issue, and man, I love that one. Anyway, let's see here. Once again, Ziggy, $2. Corey, will you review The Furious? We will. Ziggy, I'm not mad at you. I'm not. This is not about you, but you're the third person to ask, and so I'm like, all right, God damn it, I'm gonna go see The Furious. We'll talk about it on Sunday. I'll try to see it sometime tomorrow. So yes, damn it, yes. Let's see. Tony movie, blah blah blah. Are you into grindhouse type films? Oh man, what's a grindhouse type movie? Because will blaxploitation movies count like that? Because one of my favorite movies, I'm not even talking ironically, one of my favorite movies is blaxploitation, but could it be considered grindhouse? I don't know. The Human Tornado. So yes, I used to watch all these crazy movies, man. Most of them were blaxploitation movies, though. I told y'all on one of these Q&A shows, there was a movie that I watched. Well, first of all, the Human Tornado right here. Yeah, I love this, man. That's one of my favorite movies. That can be considered kind of grindhouse. All his movies, P.D. Wheatstraw, The Devil's Son-in-Law. But man, there was a movie called Welcome Home, Brother Charles. It's about a guy who got his dick cut off by the police, went to jail. In fact, the day after he got his dick cut off, like nothing happened. He went to jail, came out, and went around killing all the police and the judge that put him in jail with his now like 20-foot anaconda-like dick. I don't know if you get more grindhouse than that. 1975, this movie right here, man. So yeah, and he would have sex with the wives, and then the wives would go into a trance, and then they would lead him to their husband, and then he would kill them with his dick. Somebody said I can't relate. Yeah, right. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I love grindhouse movies. Top 5 favorite composers from Tony once again. Tony, I might get through these. Of course, John Williams shaped my. John Williams. Barry. Let me see. What's his name? John Barry. So you have John Williams. Everybody knows John Williams. John Barry would probably be my second. He's the one that did a lot of music for James Bond movies. And he did like the theme for Midnight Cowboy. I think his music is amazing. He'd be second. Danny Elfman is up there. Oh, and I don't know composers enough to tell you anybody else. But go check out John Barry, man. If you can go listen to some John Barry music, I'm telling you, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. He doesn't get enough attention. I'm gonna try to get through these. Rob Xavier's $10. Hey Corey, I did see Passengers with my brother, and I can see why I didn't do too well. I'd give it 5 out of 10. Had another question. Will there be any more interviews with voice actors or animators? Yes. How coincidental that you asked this. So let me see here. Let me just make sure that this is happening. Let me see. I'm just gonna make sure. Hold on, y'all. Oh, let's see. Give me a second here, y'all, because I am doing an interview. Let me go here, look over here. Let me see. John DiMaggio. Okay, it is confirmed. I'm doing an interview with John DiMaggio. Anybody know who John DiMaggio is? Anybody have any idea who that guy is? I'm gonna wait for somebody to tell me. Bender, yeah, Bender, Archer. He's also Bob's Burgers, and of course you can see all the people that he is right here. He's also your man on Adventure Time, and so yeah, I'm gonna be doing an interview with him, John DiMaggio, whose voice is incredible. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm very excited about that. So there's one character that no one names that John DiMaggio does. Can somebody tell me who that character is? Somebody give me. So if you name that character, I don't know, man. If you come to town, I'm buying you. I'll buy a hamburger for you over at Casino. Marcus Phoenix. No. Mr. Grouse. You know, there are a lot that people have not named, but there's one in particular that no one ever gets, man. Yeah, he was a Joker. He was a Joker once in one of the animated Batman movies. Somebody said Sailor Moon. I'm just going to tell you, and a lot of people don't know this character. I brought it up to somebody the other day, and for some reason, they knew who it was. Let's see here. Man, somebody's not going to get this. Coach McGurk. Coach McGurk from Home Movies. That guy is funny. If you ever seen the show Home Movies, or if you haven't seen it, go watch it, man. And John DiMaggio does the voice of somebody said Harvey Weinstein. Get out of here! Stop it. He's great, man. People are like, huh? That was him? Is that? Wait a minute. Is that not? Okay, that's not John DiMaggio. No, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm sorry. That is not him. He's Bender, and he's not Archer. He's not that's John Benjamin. I'm racist as hell, y'all. Let's interview him. No, my man is Bender. But I get to interview Bender over here. And here's his other voice. That's people like, quick reverse. Yeah, no, that was John Benjamin, who I love too, man. Let me see here, John Benjamin. I love this guy's voice. There he is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's right. That is a different guy. Yeah, he's the voice of Bob and Archer. Yeah, John DiMaggio did do the Joker though. And man, what's that dog's name? What's that dog's name on I keep forgetting his name on Adventure Time. What's Jake? Yeah, John DiMaggio is going to be it's going to be fun to talk to, man. Voice actors are some of the most interesting people, man, because they do so many different characters, and they have so many stories about those characters. And I love talking to voice actors, man. And there's some voice actors are some of the most humble and appreciative people because they they know that their face isn't seen a lot, and they know that they're not. They do a lot of voice work. Then a lot of times, since you don't see their face, a lot of people don't consider them to be up there with some of your actors who you do see. So they are very, very grateful when you interview them. I actually love interviewing voice actors, man. Let's see. Let me see here what we got. I'm trying to get to these questions, y'all. Some people sent some more. I might have to save a couple of them for another show. Terminator Salvation. I know it wasn't very well liked, but it seems to be one of those sequels that has gotten more love and gained a bit of a cult following. I ain't one of those people, man. I'm one of those people where I get it. I get that why people were thrown off by Terminator Salvation, but I always respected Terminator Salvation for trying to actually do something different. And I don't think it was terrible. I think there was, I don't think, let me see here. That's the movie where, that's where Christian Bale lost his shit on behind the scenes, right? When he was filming, somebody behind the scenes distracted him, and he lost his shit. But I think that the script was just, I don't think it had some good momentum, and I don't think a lot of characters were as memorable. But there's something I admire about the movie, man. I will admit to its flaws. I'm not one of those people who say, hey, it's a classic, or you got to watch it, or, oh man, this movie was misunderstood. But I don't think it's as bad as people said. But I do get it. I do understand why it was not up there with the rest of the other movies. But keep in mind, those other movies, let me ask you this. Terminator Salvation or Terminator Genesis? If you had to watch either one of those, all right, you wouldn't watch either one of them. But if I forced you to sit down and watch Terminator Genesis and Terminator Salvation, what would it be? This at least tried something, man. I see the effort that was put behind it. Well, the rest of the other Terminator movies, now they were trying to ride off the tropes of of what Terminator 1 and 2 did. But I'm with you. I don't hate the film. Satyas. Evening, good sir. Shoot, since we're talking about retro movies, I would love for you guys to do a retro retro roast or whatever. The first Pirates of the Caribbean movie sometime. Hey, listen, if anything's possible, man. If it ever comes up to where we have a reason to do it, yeah, I'll be behind it 100%. Usually the way we pick retro movies is if there's a sequel coming out or something related to that movie, and we have it's relevant. This is why I was talking about doing Toy Story 2 this Sunday. Let's see. And that was from, Satyas. Dan, Evil Robot. Hey, Corey, since I was watching a lot of anime, just recently I bought the most expensive Blu-ray I have ever owned, which is Gunsmith Cats. It's very underrated. 3-part OVA. That's original video. What is it? Original video animation. What does OVA stand for? I remember that term was used a lot a while back. Plus, I was reading the manga as well. Have you heard of it or seen it? I'm going to say I have not. What is it, Gunsmith Cats? I'm going to say right now, I have not. Now, if I look at it, and I might recognize it, but I'm going to say no at this moment. Okay, I think, yes, I think I have seen this, but I've not watched it. I've seen these characters, but I have not watched this before. I do recognize it though, but no, I have not watched it. But if you recommend it, maybe I will. What's the year on that, man? It was the 90s, right? When this came out, which is why it probably cost so much, which is probably why they used the OVA term, because that was used a lot in the 90s. So, yeah, man. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I was talking about anime the other day. Martin and I got into a whole nostalgic discussion about anime that we grew up with. And I used to love anime when I was a teenager. I used to be part of an animation club. People know this, man. I was so geeky when I was a teenager. When I was able to drive, I wasn't out trying to pick up girls. I wasn't out trying to, hang out in the parking lot with all the cool kids. I was driving like 100, 200 miles. I lived in Waco. I was driving to Fort Worth, and I was driving there to get to like see this animation club and get bootlegs of animations. So you know what? I'm saying this because maybe this is something because this feels like it's playing on my nostalgia too, and I think I want to watch this. I might have seen it back in the day, didn't even know. Let's see, but we got a few more questions here. I told y'all not to send any more questions, and y'all did anyway, so we might have to get back to these. Let's see. This might be the last one. And I will get to the others later if I have to go. Hey, Corey, since I've been watching a lot of anime, just recently I bought the most expensive... Oh, I just read that. Okay, so we're making some leeway here. Colonel Useless. I'll be sad when the day comes, but when do you see yourself retiring? I bet you think about it. I also just want to say thanks for everything. Corey, I'd love to attend the event someday. I thought about the one in Chicago. Man, come through. I have my comedy show in Chicago next week. June 19th, 10 p.m. show at the Chicago, what is that? The Lincoln Lodge? Let me just go and pull up the graphic here. Yeah, if you can, come by. Friday, June 19th, 10 p.m. show at the Lincoln Lodge. You get your tickets, doubletoechicago.com. I scan that QR code right there. Man, I thought about that a lot. Retiring. Somebody said I'm going to be doing this even with my brain's in a pickle jar. Probably so. Shit, I feel like I'm in a pickle jar already, to be honest with you. I don't know, man. I think when you know, you know. I think me thinking about trying to do this animated short is almost a way of me trying to have a backup plan, because if I do animation, I do something where I'm behind the scenes, I don't have to be in front of the camera, and I don't have to I don't have to try to be relevant or anything. Animation is timeless. Being behind the scenes and being a character, that's something that is timeless in a way too. And I think, but as far as retiring, I don't know if I have a plan. I said maybe when I'm 65, but then I see Martin still doing this and he's fine. So I think when I say I know, I'll know. I say that because I think people will let me know. Maybe people will just say it's time. People might not be watching as much. It just might feel like things are dropping off and it's done well. And you know what I'm thinking? I don't know if I want to just end this. I'm thinking maybe I'll pass this on to somebody else. Maybe I'll just find somebody who I really trust. Maybe audition some people. Maybe pick somebody that I think is a good host, not trying to be me, somebody who just does their own thing, and maybe just pass it off to them and pay them to do it and see what they make out of it. And then I take a kickback from it. If anybody wants to do that, of course, people, if that's the case, they just might want to go and do their own thing. But if I can pass this off to somebody and have them do it, I'd like to do that. Review Night said, I'll take it. You got it. It's yours. $5. Corey, Animal Farm is finally on digital. When are we roasting it? Oh, my God. Man, maybe when I get back from Chicago, that'll be because I'm looking for an excuse to roast that movie, at least watch it. So yeah, Animal Farm. That's the animated movie that came out. That was from, your man that played Gollum. Oh, man. Somebody said no. Andy Serkis? Andy Serkis, yeah. Animal Farm, man. I heard this movie is terrible. It's an animated version of a George Orwell movie, and it just misses the mark completely. It misses the point. And I hear it's bad. So yeah, maybe in a couple of weeks when I get back from Chicago. Let me see here. I've been trying to find an excuse to watch that. Let's see here. Stanley. Hey, Corey, I just watched Cotton Comes to Harlem, Truck Turner and Coffee. Would you ever do a blaxploitation ranking or deeper dive? Maybe. Man, y'all heard me. I've seen all those movies, by the way. Been a while since I've seen some of them, but I've seen them. Man, Cotton Comes to Harlem. Some of y'all don't know these movies. Now, maybe Coffee, because Coffee has Pam Grier, and she's an icon. Her image from the '70s is an icon. Is fine, just beautiful black chick with the afro, and and you talk about a strong woman figure. I mean, she was ahead of the game on that. Pam Grier was what people try to do with female empowerment today. But Cotton Comes to Harlem is something I grew up on, man. That would come on TV all the time, and I would watch this over and over again, man. It's hilarious. But man, it depends. I don't know how much the audience would react or would embrace us doing a video on these, because they're old films, and our audience, even though we're older, our audience is very young. So it depends. But man, they're great films, and if there's a reason to bring them up somehow, I would love to. I'd love to find an excuse to bring them up. As you can see, I just smoked out right here. I'm high as hell. Look at that. I don't know why I stuck on that. Let's see here. I think I can get through these. I'm about to get through them pretty fast. I can get through these. Let's see. Stanley again. Stanley with 35 ZAR. What is ZAR? What currency is that? I watched Joe, 1970. It really shows MAGA culture in the 70s with their hate for hippies and blacks, where the U.S. versus them complex continues today. Joe, 1970. I don't even, man, you might be teaching me about a movie I don't even know about. I don't think I've heard of this film. Joe. Man, I don't know what this is. You know what? Martin would know what this is probably, but I have no idea what this is, man. This is why I wish I could show the trailer right now. So, and I can see this. Yeah, look at this, man. This looks like everything that is MAGA. Guns, crazy patriotism, crazy white guy. Yeah. Man, you've taught me something that I don't know about. Thank you. Thank you, man. Now, this is something that I might try to put on the top of my list to watch at some point. I appreciate that, man. And this is another reason why I like doing this, because I learn things from you. Oh, let's see. About to wrap it up. Do not send another question. Let's see. I hate putting it on my crazy face right there, but look like looks like I'm high. I'm about to sneeze, and there's a long sneeze about to happen. Like I'm about to blow everybody away with that sneeze. Let's see. Patrick, and I wish I could see the Patrick Klemke, 9327, $10. Hey Corey, how do you think they should handle Dr. Doom in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday? I feel like they're going to make him some form of consequence of He Who Remains in the multiverse saga. Yeah, listen, I don't know what they're going to do. I wish I could say, because I don't understand this whole thing with Robert Downey Jr. I don't. I'm going to be open to it. I'm going to be open-minded, but Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom just seems like a missed opportunity, but who knows what they have in mind. But because I still think that he should have been an Eastern European guy. I wish that, he already is running Latveria, whatever, and he's been behind the scenes the whole time. I think they never should have gone with the multiverse guy. What's his name? I wish that they'd been setting up Doom this whole time. But I think, let me see here, Robert Downey. Let me see here. I think that what they're going to do is he won't be the Doom the Doom that we know, or the Doom that we love from the comics. I think he'll be a variant Doom, and then somehow we'll get the real Doom later on. I hear he has the accent and everything. He'll be some variant of Stark and something else. And I don't know, man. I'm tired of Kang. That's right, Kang the Conqueror. I'm tired of the multiverse stuff. I'm tired of the variants. I'm tired of multidimensional stuff. I just wish instead of Kang the Conqueror, which was exciting when it was mentioned because everybody loved Jonathan Majors at that point. I still think he's a great actor. But I wish they'd just been setting up Doom. If we had been setting up Doom, we wouldn't have to do this, and Doom would have been presented as the next Thanos. Doom could have been behind the picture the whole time manipulating things, doing things. And I wish we had just gone with our Doom, man. But who knows what they're gonna do? And I agree with somebody who said they should have just recasted Kang. I wish we had either stayed on that and not done this, or just had gone with Doom the whole time. But I'm, again, keeping an open mind. See what happens. Oh, let's see. Most embarrassing fashion trends you've ever followed. Oh, we're going to end with that, huh? I've kind of followed a few, but I think the most embarrassing, and my father had a right to make fun of me for it. I remember my father saw me one day and he looked at me like, boy, what's that little rat tail behind your head? And that's exactly what I had. I had cut my hair short on the side, had some sort of high top thing going on. Thank God there's no pictures of this. You will not, don't go look. And of course, since I'm saying this, that's exactly what you're gonna do. But good luck. But I had this little, I had short all around on the side and the back, little high top thing going on, and a little rat tail in the back. And yeah, that was a bad haircut. That was shitty. Chat detectives on it. You're not gonna find it, and somebody's gonna do some AI shit and try to say that's what it is, and it won't be. You won't believe me though. The other thing, what else did I do, man? With overalls, I wore overalls in the 90s. Overalls over a t-shirt, but I look like a New Jack Swain guy. Would that be embarrassing? Let me see here. New Jack 90s fashion. Let's see here. Overalls. Let me find some overalls. See if I can show you what I look like. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of did the thing where I wore like a t-shirt over some overalls. I even did the thing where I unbuckled the corner right there. Oh, you can't see. I even did that where I unbuckled the corner right there. One side, I left the strap on one side. But that was kind of cool. I don't think I stood out. It was nothing embarrassing like that rat tail back there, man. That was probably the most embarrassing thing that I think I had done. I'm trying to think of some others, man. I don't think it got any worse than that. Oh, let me see. Okay, I'm telling y'all this is the last one. I'm leaving after this, so do not put another one in there. This is from Kai Katana, $5. Gotta say, for a film that said it was gonna offend everyone, Scary Movie 6 was pretty inoffensive. It was only inoffensive in how bad it was. Scary Movie 6, I think that's up there with that's my top worst movie right now, I think. And again, understand that some people, they like it, they have fun with it, they got it. Cool. I thought it was horrible. I don't think there was hardly any well-structured jokes in here. It was just like, hey, remember that movie? That's popular? Look at us making it stupid. Marlon Wayans got on the social medias and he didn't go off. He just said, hey, I don't think critics get it. And maybe I don't. Although I know some people who love Scary Movie, they walked out of it and they said that was ass. Somebody sent me a video. Oh, let me see here. Marlon Wayans goes off. Yeah, look. Now this I think I can play. Plus we're about to leave. There were fans who walked out of this saying that this was terrible, man. Let me see. And I think people get it, man. You know, it's like, hey, it's kind of flimsy when you just do a string of jokes, don't connect them, and they don't have any real punchline. And these are fans who are saying this.
Bro, what the was that, bro? That shit is terrible, gang.
I still quote shit from the old Scary Movie. This shit was ass. It was bad.
On June 5th, the world would end up getting another...
And that's from Hype Plus TV. But there was a lot of people going off on it, man. Marlon Wayans came out and said, hey, we don't make our movies for critics. We make them for the people who like our style of humor. And we just want people to laugh. And that is great that he's defending his film. He should. I'm just speaking for myself, man. I think that they can do better, but if that's their brand is making them money, that's fine. But man, that movie was just that's the most, and it's really something when you try hard to come out there. Like, listen, if you're doing something and you're naturally just doing your humor and it happens to be offensive, that's fine. That seems, again, more sincere. But what I think the Wayans brothers were doing with this is that they were trying to be offensive. And usually when you try, people see through that. You know, don't try. Just do what you do, man. You can see them trying with all the Gen Z stuff. And Gen Z people are like, okay, you're talking about us. So what? Half these jokes are not even relevant right now. The pronoun stuff? Yeah, man. Yeah, I fucking hate that film, man. Why'd you ask me this on our way out? Man, we were having a good time. You got me all riled up about this movie again. Why are you making me leave with the taste of Scary Movie in my mouth right now? We were good. You did that shit on purpose. We were fine. Y'all were teaching me things. We were having fun. I was getting voice actors mixed up with other people. Man, we were having a good time, man. Leave it go. All right. No, listen, y'all. Hey, that is it. I stayed here for almost 3 hours, man. I did not expect that. I had so much fun with y'all right now. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Oh, let me see here. So Overzealous Enthusiast says, I'm vindicated because I didn't like the original. I don't know about that. But no. Look, teach their own, right? I had such a great time with y'all tonight, man. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I was going to be here for an hour and a half at most. And I just had a great time, man. I hope you guys had fun too. And again, you know, the great thing about this is that, like I said, I learned things from you as much as I answer your questions, and that's fun. We learned about a movie tonight I didn't even know about that I'm going to watch at some point. So thank y'all so much, man. These are very enlightening to me too. So listen, I'll be back again with a Q&A show. Hope you enjoyed this. I love the hell out of it. I just love talking to y'all. And I'll see you on the next one. kcoolmans@gmail.com. That is KCOOLMANZ@gmail.com. Email us with any kind of questions, comments, compliments, insults, input, and/or advice. Hit us up on those social medias. And not all there, but you got the Instagram, the X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, TikTok. Just type in Double Toasted. Take you where you need to be. Also, if you find yourself here in Austin, Texas, hey, do email us, kcoolmans@gmail.com. All right, everybody, that is it. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are listening to, or I don't know, you're watching this, goodbye and stay toasted.